What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Brown Bricks Podcast, the most amount of fun you can have while listening to a podcast. Unfortunately, Phineas is out of town this week, so it's just going to be us guys here, and yeah, we've got a backlog episode, but this one's going to come out this week, so that doesn't even make any sense to you guys, so I don't even know why I'm saying it.
It doesn't matter, yeah. That's Jackson, who just talked. I'm Jack.
And this is
We're introducing ourselves? That's the first.
That was one of the complaints,
Oh,
wasn't
yeah,
it?
that was one of the complaints, but if they listen to that episode, they should know now who we are.
Well, if they listen to that episode, but I always thought it was like, you know, for the new viewers each time.
Oh, okay.
This is good audio.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
That's true. Wait, who are you, sir?
Wait, who the fuck is that?
Hey, I'm Phineas.
Yep.
Alright, just kidding,
back.
guys. Phineas is here.
Alright,
We
cool.
So my mom bought us some Franzia pajama, or like box wine pajamas for all of us, which I thought was really cool. They've got like a nice little box wine design on them, and one of them is literally like Franzia merch. So Franzia, we could have had that if you just sent it to us, but my mom had to go out of her way to buy it.
There's a disturbing amount of Franzia merch. There's like a backpack that is shaped like a Franzia and has like a Franzia on the outside that you put another Franzia inside, and so you can like use that to refill
That's
it.
pretty degenerate.
I was looking at it while I was trying to email them, trying to
It's kind of embarrassing you rely on your mom to buy you merch still.
Yeah, I didn't rely on her. She just went out of her way to do it.
No, it was nice. Yeah, fuck you. Also,
this is
fuck you, Phineas.
Introduce yourself, Connor.
Also,
as our guest.
Who's Connor? I'm Phineas.
That's Connor, guys.
I'm
Yeah.
Connor. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a bit
What
of a
else do I need
nerd.
to say? Do I need to say anything?
No, I don't
all your
think so.
personal details.
Yeah,
Where do you
your
live?
last name
My
and social
last
security
4
number.
digits
Where do you go to
of my
college?
social security. I go to.
Sweet.
They didn't have to
we
say
gotta,
that.
we gotta bleep that out.
Oh yeah,
Okay,
no.
whatever. You can edit it.
The beauty of
I was
editing,
planning
yeah.
on staying silent for like 10 minutes, and then they like awkwardly forced me to introduce myself.
Yeah, because
Well,
it would have
he's
been
looking at
weird to
Uber
have
Eats, yeah.
you in the room
I'm
not
also
talking.
looking for Uber Eats deals right now.
Yeah,
You
you
find
see, this
anything good?
guy.
I went to Postmates. There's nothing good really. No
Okay.
good
Awesome.
deals.
I'm
Also,
happy.
I want to shout out a really cool fan. He Riz
Just say the letters. Yeah.
RSMGTDESIGN on Instagram. He's really cool. He made us a podcast like
Nice logo.
album. Yeah, a little album
I think
cover.
we should go dox him probably. I think.
No, I'm not going to
No.
say his name specifically for that reason.
We weren't gonna say their name anyways.
Yeah.
That would be weird.
No, but it's super chill. He
Yeah.
super nice guy, and he made a really awesome logo.
Really
so go check
appreciate
him
it.
out.
It
Yeah.
looks
He goes to
really nice.
also a student.
I love it. I'm really happy that you guys
Love it.
have been emailing us, even if you're just emailing us penis.
Yeah.
We love that.
And the one guy who emailed us that one picture, the one like black guy with the big penis.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. Thanks for doing that. You're a hero.
chill guy. Yeah.
You're a hero in my eyes, for
Yeah.
Why
sure.
don't they ever send white people with big penises?
They don't
It's
exist.
a myth.
Yeah.
It's a myth, Connor. Except for me, of course. I am the one white man with the
Yeah.
above average cock.
Above average.
I mean,
that's the metric
If
we're using.
3.5 is above average, then me too, buddy.
3.5
Well, unfortunately, it's not.
centimeters, meters.
Meters.
Yeah.
It's not important.
3.5 meters.
The anaconda cock.
Do people outside of the U.S. measure their cocks in centimeters?
Yeah.
So they're
Yeah.
like, oh, you got a 13-inch centimeter. You got a 13-centimeter cock. Blimey.
Yeah.
Is that good?
I
Be a
assume
small
so.
penis.
Yeah, no, that's why.
That's
So small.
That's a more accurate way to measure it, because inches, you have to say like 6.5
Yeah.
inches or whatever, but centimeters, you're like, boom,
Centimeters,
I
yeah,
know,
it's very specific.
small. Very down to the last centimeter.
Fuck measuring in centimeters for anything that's like scientific.
The royal...
though, 'cause it always...
Was it called... Is the system we use the royal...
The imperial
The imperial
system.
Imperial system, yeah.
The better one.
The royal
No,
system.
but like in terms of like science and math, though, you can't
You
beat
can't
the
use
metric.
you can't use metric system or
What?
no the
imperial,
imperial.
yeah.
Yeah, no. Well, I was just saying that because like whenever you have to like titrate anything, or it's just like down to like the fucking like littlest thing, like littlest centimeter. I was just like, imagine if you could just do that in inches. You could just be like, it's about 6 inches.
I guess
It's good.
guess it's kind of accurate, but yeah, not at all.
If
Yeah.
I ordered food, would someone buy some with me?
Oh my god.
Yeah, why not?
Okay. Yeah, we could do that. Yeah.
Yeah, this
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
Also,
no.
for the podcast, I'm gonna put up this number so
For
you can
the
join. I
podcast.
get $10 off.
Oh shit.
You guys are gonna get $10 off
So I'm
your
trying to invite
Grubhub
you,
or
if you get
using
Wendy's,
Uber
I'll
Eats?
get Wendy's.
Okay.
Can we get an
Wendy's
Uber
burger.
Eats sponsorship?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the
Enter
Uber-
promo code BrownBricks for
the
10%
code
off.
is eats-connors 10690
Yeah.
UE. So throw that in there.
1069. Huh?
And you'll get some deal. I'll get $10 off. That's the important part.
Wait, you'll get $10 off. What do they get?
No.
I remember because I remember in the Super Best Friend cast, Wooly would always say like his Uber, because like Uber did this thing where like you'd get a free ride if you recommended it to somebody, but they wouldn't get a free ride, so you would just say like, "Go on my promo code." Yeah,
It's all about having friends and using your connections to better your own life.
Which is why we need more Frenzia sponsorships on this.
Frenzia.
Yep.
Frenzia.
I tried the Barefoot Pinot Noir and it was absolute trash. Not
Dude,
gonna
what
lie,
if Barefoot's listening to this?
Yeah,
And they're like they're planning
We
on
lost a
courting
sponsorship.
us. Yeah.
Sorry,
We're gonna-
I didn't lose anything.
We gotta appeal to
But-
Barefoot so we can put the pressure on Frenzia.
If I swear on
Yeah.
this, is it less likely for you guys to get sponsored?
We
Or-
fucking we
Wait,
swear all the time.
we're explicit.
what
We're,
if I drop like
The N
the
Wrong
N
bomb.
bomb?
slur.
I encourage it.
Don't
I'll
worry,
let
Matt's
you-
dropped the N bomb multiple times.
Yeah, it's true.
What?
Yeah.
A lot of editing has to be done around that. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
just.
yeah.
He thinks it's funny to be flagrantly racist. I think it's just because he's flagrantly racist.
Does Matt come on? Is he a guest in this?
Nah,
He's more of a specter.
We
than
don't
a
like
guest.
him.
Does
on
he
the
stand
podcast.
in like a corner and watch?
He
Like,
comes
does
out of
he
his
sit
room.
there?
His room is
Yeah.
right behind where we
Oh.
have our mic right now, and he'll come out of there and just start talking, and we're just like,
Yeah.
oh, I guess Matt's on now.
But he
That's
also,
cool.
you can also like not really hear him. You can kind of like hear the whispers, but he'll also like come in and then he'll start like talking to one of us in like whispers, so the mic doesn't pick it up. But it always picks it up. So all we get is this audio of like two people whispering on the side, and then Phineas is like, "Hey, knock it off."
No side conversations, bitch.
Oh yeah, no.
That's my job now. So
No.
The side
better
conversations.
fucking
man.
watch yourselves.
Oh yeah, okay. I wanted
You're-
to talk about Ready Player 2 because
Oh,
that came
hell
out
yeah.
recently, and the only person here who's been reading it is Jack. But
I
we've all
have.
seen passages from it that have been posted.
Yeah, I'm about a
online.
third of the way through at this point, so.
So if you're not
Oh,
familiar with the Ready Player series, which is, as it's known now,
Yeah, the 1 and 2.
the Ready Player series.
The Ready
Ready
Player
Player.
Saga.
Well, it's about. Well, actually, I don't really know what it's about. I just know there's like VR shit, and you're in like.
Have you ever read
No.
watched
It's
it?
about gamers
Okay,
and they drop
so
the
Ready
N-word a
Player.
lot.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
that's the main crux of it, but
Yeah, they hate
the-
women.
it majoritively focuses on this one guy named Wade, who's just a big old nerd who likes 80s references, and he's a cool guy. But there's a place called Oasis that's like the internet, but in the future,
It's like
and everyone just logs
Second
in through
Life,
VR.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, and then you go in, and then everyone's just like so obsessed with '80s shit. So he's super cool in that world, and it just talks about how cool he is, and
He
then
has
he
sex
wins.
with lots of cute girls.
Does he have a large penis in the VR simulation?
I'm sure.
Does that come up?
Not necessarily the size, but certainly his penis. That does come up.
Yeah.
That does come up in the second book.
Does it
for
actually?
Sure.
I
Yeah.
saw there's
Wait,
like.
have you not read the passages? I haven't
No,
sent you.
I've not.
Oh god.
There's
Oh,
like-
he sent a passage
He
like
said
that?
a couple passages.
Yeah.
I was just too lazy to read
But
them.
yeah, there's like the one where he finds out that someone is trans in the book, and he's
Yeah.
like, "That didn't lessen the feelings I had for them." I'm like, "Oh, cool. I'm
Yeah.
glad you had to point
What
that
a
out."
piece of shit. He's like, well, it would have really knocked me off before, but now,
But now I'm cool.
yeah,
and
now
love.
I've realized because I've had sex with so many
So-
different things through VR.
Is the main character of the second the same guy?
Yes, yeah, no,
Okay.
it's all about, so it's interesting, because it's an author insert in the very first one, where he was just a loser who was writing, like, a web novel, basically, and he was like, man, I'm so cool, like, I love like, I love all this 80s stuff, so obviously the author insert. But in the second one, he's a super rich, super cool guy, and he's just like, man, all these motherfuckers are harshing my mellow by saying that I have all these, like, that these people were using, like, slaves to test all this VR. It's fucking dumb. Stop it.
Stop being so mean to me.
I wasn't ready for any of that. I was truly, madly, deeply in love with Samantha. And I was still reeling from losing my virginity to her just a few days later.
The one fucking passage where he talks about how the evil AI that Sword Art Online them, he's like, he went Sonic EXE on us. I was like, hell yeah.
That's so fucking bad. I also really like the one where they're talking. He like brings up like a billion different like science fiction concepts that are like lame as shit, and just puts them in his book.
Yeah.
He's like, oh yeah, women would give birth while recording their experiences so that their daughters or sons could experience them giving birth to themselves.
I wouldn't call that lame. I'd call that like weirdly fetishistic.
Yeah, it's just like a weird fetish thing that like sure that could happen, but why did you say it?
It is interesting how much it took off because it shows how much like surface level like references just really just the ability to say like I remember that like really resonates
Are
with
the
people.
fucking people reading this like older people?
Yeah,
people who get
it's a lot
these
of, like,
references
30 people,
are not
30-year-olds.
are not
Except
young.
that kids no longer referred to it as reality. They
Yeah.
called it the Earl.
The
A term derived from the initialism IRL.
Wow.
The Earl.
The
Oh
Earl.
hell yeah! No,
Yes.
That's so great.
I just
Jesus.
love the idea that like he, like I don't know, like when seeing how somebody portrays themselves in a book where everything in the universe just goes their way, and seeing how people antagonize them. Because in the first book, it was just a generic '80s bad guy. But in this one, it's like just his fans or people who are like, "You're really bad at writing," and like
Yeah,
seeing how he
shitting
views
on
those
them.
people. Like the one part where he talks about like these people who made this like shitty like there was a like YouTube song that was making fun of him. And he DMCA takedown them and then sued them for defamation, and they all went to jail for life. And then
in the book, this is not.
in the book. Well, he's also DMCAing people on
real
Twitter.
life,
Yeah, but I mean that's like they're just posting passages of a book online, which I mean there's more credibility to that. But it was just
not
really funny
illegal though,
because he's like, it just made people hate me more, I guess. But it was totally in my right. And I was like,
I
oh.
was totally within my right to send those people to prison for life.
This is just how you view the world.
Maybe he's being ironic. Maybe that's.
That would be a long play.
That would
If
be
Ready
awesome.
Player 3 was just a big ol' like, you guys are fucking
He's
idiots.
turning into a bit of a lol Calix Christian in a way. Where
Why do you wait 9 years for
a sequel? Well, I guess because the movie came out and made it more popular, I guess, and so he felt like it was time. I don't know.
Like this
I don't know. He probably shit this thing out after the movie came
He
out.
made a couple of other books, but I'm pretty sure it was just like the publisher was like, hey man, your book's pretty popular, but none of your other books are that popular, so...
Alright, Ready Player 2, you hack fraud.
They really called
hack
it that.
piece of shit. What's it? There's like there's like a scene where one of the bad guys in Ready Player 2 like confronts them, and he says like, you guys are like all jerking yourselves off on like 80s nostalgia. It's kind of like something that like is really poignant and like actually is what they're doing in the book.
Yeah.
And they just tell the bad guy like, fuck you, fuck off. It's like, you're so close to getting the point of why you're wrong.
Do you think that was lucidity? Do you think that was like his
A
mind
moment.
coming up to breathe and just being like, wait a minute.
A moment of lucidness amidst the nightmare of
The nightmare
80s.
of fucking Back to the Future references.
Like, I don't even, like, I mean, obviously I'm not reading the book, I'm just reading out of context passages, but even from that, I have no idea, like, it doesn't seem like the story is structured in any way that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because it's just another scavenger hunt like the first one, where, like, the guy he beat in the first, got, like, he left another scavenger hunt behind
The AI got corrupted and then became evil and then trapped them all Sword Art Online wise in the game. And the way that he solves, like, he just tells a bunch of people, he's like, oh, I'm just kidding, it's just a fun scavenger hunt, guys, don't worry. And if they try to log out, they're all gonna die. Like, that's the Because they basically made the nerve gear in this one, where they, like, connect their brain to
Yeah.
it. He basically, like, from what I've read, it's just Sword Art Online up to this point.
Okay.
It's just Sword Art Online,
Yeah.
except for he's Kirito.
Yeah.
Which is just, like...
And he knows he's curious.
You look at that, and you're just like, wow, that's what that, like, he watched Sword Art Online, he's like, there you go.
I've got it.
I fucking got it. Because he references that in the game.
Oh
he's
my
like,
god.
He's like, no, that's what he says when they make, like, the new nerve gear, which is, like, the Oni thing. They were like, haven't you ever seen Sword Art Online?
Oh
Don't
my
you know how
God.
bad this can
Don't you
go?
know how much of a
read
hack
that
writer I
passage,
am?
Yeah, don't you know where I'm taking all of this from?
Can't you tell I'm stealing all of this from many things that were already written before? There's like this one scene as well that he has to like play Ninja Gaiden or some shit for like to get to do something. I don't fucking know. But it's literally him describing like a playthrough of the game. He's like, step 1, you do this. Step 2. And this goes on to like step 15, 16. You're like, what the fuck is this? This isn't even writing. You're just describing it's like he went to the walkthrough on IGN and just took steps from that. It's like, oh, okay, this is what my character does. He does all of this.
But imagine you were writing imagine if you made a book that was just the most benign shit that you're into. It's just like, here's how you... But, like, you made a book that was... like a fantasy thing, but it's like, here's how I paint Warhammer figures, like me in particular.
Writing
But
that
then
into your
you
story.
but then the first book gets so popular, so then all that does is just inflate your ego to the point where you're just like, fuck yes, I am gonna keep writing about how to paint Warhammer figures, but also sprinkle Sword Art Online in there.
Yeah.
And it's just... It's one of those things where anyone else would be like, oh, if I want to know, I'll look it up. Instead, he's like, no, this is interesting. This is interesting to you,
Let me
reader.
describe to you how interesting me playing this game is that you cannot see because it's a fucking book.
This
Yeah,
is...
and then let's take a moment. I was reading some excerpts there too. The prose is fucking shit, dude.
He's
a
awful.
hack.
It's not a good
He's
writer.
a talentless hack, dude.
How did the first one get so? Is it just the references
just the-
that you
it's
were
the
talking
references.
about?
It's the
I bet-
reference
I
heavy
think-
nature.
I think Adam liked that.
The
book.
member
No,
Yeah.
I mean, I read the
figure
book
out
in
a-
France when I was under house arrest, and I was just like, yeah, no, this is my lifeline to the real world, so I was okay with it. But I know that a lot of people really liked it just because they got the references, and also the shitty prose probably helped the people, because most people don't read stuff with like incredibly deep prose, but the ability to hear like a 7-year-old describe a book to you is probably just like, oh, I understand that.
I think that's dismissive to most people. I don't know.
I think
Maybe you're right.
I'm saying more on like the terms of like people just don't read anymore. So when you pick up a book and it's very like simple prose, it's probably way more compelling than...
In some way, yeah.
Well, there's like a specific writing style where you use simplistic prose, but you can still
They could
be
do
good.
character
You can
depth.
still be
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
No.
Like it's not. Yeah.
It's not impossible to write simply and also be good at writing, yeah. It's just...
Yeah, I'm actually getting my master's in English, so
see.
I kind of know everything about
I would hope
writing. in
you
English.
know a little bit about writing something.
Yeah.
Yeah, what have you written that's gotten a New York Times bestseller?
Yeah, let's go by
I
that
wrote
metric.
The Art of the Deal, actually. I was the
Oh,
ghostwriter.
You
for
really
that.
go-
You got
Ghostwriter?
Ghostwrite the Art of the Steel?
Yeah, you're ghostwriting Art of the Steel
Yeah,
now.
that's my second, yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. It's
I
coming
take
back.
years to publish each book, so I've been writing this one for 10, 20 years.
You already knew,
the
yeah.
election was going to be stolen.
No fucking
20
wonder
years.
Trump is just like, yeah, totally. Write my next book. You know what's gonna happen 20 years in the future.
Yeah.
Prescience. You're just that good of a writer.
I'm
Like,
just that good. It just followed the plot from Art of the Deal.
you
right
should
into the
probably
sequel.
become a
Was there-
psychologist,
was there a
not
plot?
a writer. If you can see into the future 10 years based, or social scientist
Well, you
based
just
on...
write what's happening, and then you can predict the future.
Was
'cause
there-
that's just
Was
how
there a plot to Art of the Deal where Donald Trump just goes around making deals with people?
Yeah.
It's just like,
Donald
I'm
Trump.
so good at deals.
It's actually-
It's written like Ready Player One, with like the same prose and the same like reference heavy nature.
Whoa. It's much better.
He's like, I put on my Gucci Armani suit with my Tiffany's tie and slicked back my hair with my...
And I meet with Professor Ching Chong Ning Nong, and I'm
Whoa.
going to do a deal with him to secure China.
Secure all
China.
And then when that didn't go through, I was like, you know what I should do? Run for president. Fuck China.
I think the hardest chapter for me to write was when Donald Trump was reading Sword Art Online. He was reading it. The light novels and the
This is so true.
He loved
writing it.
He really wanted me to include it in the novel, but
Oh yeah,
Damn,
that would have been really cool.
Why didn't you do that, bro?
and then there was
That's
also,
what he's doing for Art of the Steal.
Oh shit.
Stealing the minds of the young Japanese who are playing Sword Art Online.
And then about a year after that, he read Lolita, and he kept telling me to write about how the main character's so compelling, has so many great things going for him, but I drew the line there.
Yeah, you said I'm not gonna write. What did you want me to call it? Oriemo? That's I don't know about that.
I'm
How
not
is
sure.
my little sister this cute? Donald, you don't have a little sister. That's your daughter.
He's like, it's even better.
Oh, Vanka.
Okay, dude, Trump is like part of the it's so funny to hear some of the things that he said because one time I think it was when like Barron or someone got born, he was like, oh, you should name him Donald, or like his first son, he was like, you should name him Donald Trump Jr. And he's like, no, but what if he's a loser? It's like apparently word for word what was said.
Oh, that's why he named his next son Eric.
Yeah.
He's like, that is a loser name, because
Yeah.
I know he'll be a loser.
Like if he's not a loser, he'll do goodbye Erics everywhere. If he is a loser, that problem
Loser
solved.
name.
Yeah.
Then for Baron, he went for the gold. He knew Baron was going to be a superhuman.
Imagine
Baron's
naming your son
definitely.
fucking Baron.
Baron's a
dude.
good
Yeah.
name.
It is his first name. Baron Red. That's his name.
What's Baron's middle name?
That's a good question.
That's gotta be
Dragon
important to his lore. Baron.
Yeah, what's the Baron lore?
Baron something Trump. Baron. Ronald Trump.
Do you think Baron's still a virgin?
Fuck no, dude. Baron has sex with all of the secretaries in the White House.
Baron William Trump.
Oh, that's not a great.
Baron Bill.
That's not a great.
I saw
middle
that
name.
Isekai Quartet.
Oh, yeah.
Season 2 on there. Is that good?
It's fun. I was watching the opening
Okay.
because that's what I do with my time. That's just watch openings of anime. That's
Wait, what's? Oh yeah, Konosuba. I forgot what was the other show in
Konosuba
there.
is good.
yeah. It's,
Konosuba.
So if I'm getting a
they added
Shield.
Shield Hero to the season 2.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's pretty.
So
it's fun.
When's the
It's
next-
not
so-
quartet anymore.
So when I get a Baconator and it says add Applewood smoked bacon, I'm still getting bacon on the burger, right?
Yes.
This is just extra.
Yeah,
Yes.
no, but you're getting bacon
Applewood
or
smoke.
Applewood smoked bacon.
Oh, it's a little bit
It's
more
the
so
pricey.
Applewood
with the Applewood.
stuff is so gross, dude. I hate that kind of bacon. So
It's
much.
fine.
I like
On a
Applewood.
burger,
I guess just give me
wanna
like
throw
a
up.
Whopper, Whopper meal.
Now, getting bacon from a
Do you
fast
know
food
where they
place.
sell Baconators?
Oh, you're at Wendy's.
You know, let's back out of Wendy's. Let's
Oh
no,
my
no,
God.
just
Shut the
gotta,
fuck up.
just get it. Just get the.
Oh, what
let's go
about
to
Five
Wendy's.
Guys? What are your thoughts on Five Guys?
I have no strong opinion.
I like
on
Five
that.
Guys.
Do you want Five Guys?
I'd be down for
Five Guys forced out a smash burger over on
Let's get Five
that one
Guys. I gotta
street.
delete this.
There's a
They
smash
forced out-
burger
They
that was over
crushed
there.
Smash
Well,
Burger.
yeah, they were. They
Yeah.
were like in kind of close proximity, and now
Yeah.
Smash Burger's gone, and it's Cops Pizza. Or
Cops
Wait,
Pizza.
yeah.
Fuck.
The one on 70...
How do I
72nd, yeah.
Oh, that's where we went to homecoming, right? Or like our
Maybe, yeah.
dinner? Or
Yeah.
right
Before
before.
No, I
remember
prom or
that.
something
Yeah, that
like
was good.
Yeah, we went to...
I didn't
Well,
like
we went
Smash
to-
Burger that much,
Smash
so I didn't
Burger.
care.
Oh, I do remember that. Holy shit. Fucking yeah. Smash Burger was fine.
I'm not a fan.
Nothing beats Honest Abe's. You
I like
you guys
Honest.
had
I
that.
like Honest
I've
Abe's,
never-
yeah.
It's
It's not a chain
yeah.
joint. It's
Come on, yeah. It's like there's like 2 of them up in Lincoln, but yeah. I don't know. You guys should come up to Lincoln at some point while you on break, and
Do you want to split regular fries with me?
yes,
Jesus.
that'd be down.
You could split regular fries with me too.
As long as you use Connor's
Use
Uber
that.
Eats
You remember that
or
code I
whatever.
threw out there? You better type it correctly. I didn't tell you how to type it.
I
did.
didn't tell you how to type.
Oh yeah,
I
his
just told you
name.
the letters and the
His
words.
name spelling is.
That's explicitly how to type it.
Well, his name is spelled different than other Connors.
Yeah, it's spelled Conner.
Dude,
Yeah.
does this? They don't have milkshakes at this Five Guys, really?
What the fuck are you on about?
Wait, there's milkshakes at Five Guys?
Yeah, they're fucking bangers.
I've
Maybe
never
they
had
just
them.
don't deliver.
I remember having.
They just don't have any. I guess maybe not at the one where we live.
I'm glad you, can
You don't know
share,
where we live.
Share with the class.
I said Lincoln.
Uh,
yeah. No,
Okay. Very cool.
Yeah, we actually live in St. Paul.
Yeah, that's where he lives.
That's where he lives. Yeah. Dox Connor.
Please dox me.
What's your last 4 digits of your?
My last 4 digits are.
Okay, so apparently your soch, if you you can just guess someone's soch pretty easy, or you can.
Yeah, but it depends on
pretty
the context
easy.
whether
I don't
that'd
know.
be useful.
No, well, it's like you don't know like whose it is, but like identity theft wise, you could literally just like go to a fucking like. Just because apparently it's like numbers based on like where you're born, which hospital you're born, and what time.
Really?
Yeah.
Or
it's like when, where, and then like which hospital.
You guys know where we live, right? So please try guessing. Email us what you think our social security.
Yeah, guess our social
and we'll
security
check
code,
them.
and we'll provide a jackpot if you win.
It'll be my bank account. You can just access my bank account if you win. So.
Yeah, if you can guess it correctly, you've already won. Why? How did you research this social security number thing?
Yeah, how did
I
you
was
figure this
CP
out?
Gray. I just watched a YouTube video of his. I remember I was trying to. This is embarrassing. I was trying to fucking. So I was like talking to a guy that I just met in college or whatever.
Trying to figure out his social security number.
And I think I just like said something verbatim from like CP Gray just because I was like, I watched this last night, but I didn't like cite my sources when I was talking to him. And so he's like, yeah, I think I watched the same exact video that you did. And I was like, oh, cool.
Yeah, I love when people do that where they're just like, oh yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. And I'm like,
do you genuinely not like that? I kind of like
well,
that.
it depends on like how they say it, you know? It's like, I'm talking about something and they're like, no, I watched that too. And
Yeah.
it's like, oh, okay, well, you didn't have to say it like that. We could talk about
It's
it.
like, oh,
Did
cool.
you
It's
want
like,
something?
or like he could have just said like,
It's
oh yeah, I
fine.
think I heard that
Do
on the CP Gray. But I mean, to be fair, I said it like it was my own thoughts.
Yeah.
I said it like I had come up with this eureka moment.
I mean,
about,
how else are you supposed to say?
it was
I
about
guess
it was
it'd be
about
like,
waffles
oh,
and pancakes. I was like, I think
I watched this video. Like,
Yeah.
okay.
that's always hard to introduce. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, but video essays in general are
I'm good.
not very good. You get to the like I think we talked about this before, but just like the idea of a video essay just means that like anyone can do it, and there's no one cites their sources on video essays.
Not really, yeah. I mean, depending on who you watch, of course.
Like
yeah.
even like pretty high tier ones will just be opinion, but they'll say it like it's a fact, and you're just like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it depends on who you're talking about, of course, and what they're talking about. If they're talking about something that cannot easily be fact checked, then it's like
Yeah.
you're just
Wait.
saying stuff.
I should. Oh.
Shut the fuck up.
Sorry, keep talking. Keep going.
Why did we have him on?
I don't know.
All right.
Yeah, it's
Because you get people like Vsauce who are like, no, you researched this thoroughly for many hours.
Once you're in the huge boy leagues, you have like researchers that work for you when you have an idea, and you're able to do like physics problems, and you're able to do your own research and calculations based on stuff. But I'm talking more like the 100K subscribers who's just
put
one
out
guy.
whatever.
Yeah, and they'll just say something.
Like, why Isekai Quartet is racist.
But
a 30-minute video.
But then they'll like cite things that didn't happen in the show. Like I remember, oh my god, the video. It's better than reviews though. I'll watch a video essay over any review anytime. I was just thinking about when you said racist, the one fucking guy who was like, the way that Miles when he was reviewing Spider-Man Miles Morales,
the swagger, the exaggerated swagger of a black teen. That's so good.
That's just real.
That's just such a classic line.
The author apparently is African American, but he just sounds
white as fuck.
Yeah, it's like okay. Like, why would you say that? Regardless,
is he African American? He sounds so white.
So, somebody said. I mean,
maybe the narrator wasn't, because maybe it was just someone who wrote the article and that's
how can
narrated
you sound white or black?
It's very easy.
Racist now, huh? Anyone can sound like anything. Depends on where they're raised.
In a way, but it's more easy to tell for others.
Right. Okay, I thought you
Tage,
were
do your best black accent right now.
Just divide so you got.
I don't see color.
So just
what was that?
I don't hear color. Right?
Okay.
Very impressive. Very impressive.
No, Tage, for real, do your best black accent. I won't judge.
No, I'm not. I just won't.
Well, you know what it sounds like, right?
This is mine right now.
That's kind
Yeah, Connor's
Being
actually an
black.
African American male.
Yeah, I'm actually Hindu. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
African American.
Hindu, the race.
Yeah, that is the really. I think we talked about this. Just the idea that like we talked about like the Jewish race and stuff, where it's
well,
just
that's
like
a legitimate thing, though.
is that
You're
Because
like,
they only like marry in their own.
They're very
they
incestual.
only marry within
Well,
their
they're not
own.
a
yeah,
race,
yeah,
right? They're an ethnicity.
Yes, ethnicity
Yeah.
is a better way of
I
putting
think
it.
that-
What's the distinction between those two?
I don't
It's
know.
like ethnicity is like a regional thing a lot of the
Yeah,
time.
and
It's like
it's very
you're all
common.
from this region,
Yeah,
Okay,
and
Okay, so in reality, I am a classics major, so I could talk a lot about this stuff.
okay.
Just
Go
to
ahead.
flex on the.
Yeah, that's what
Start
we're
talking,
honoring.
bitch.
I mean, so with people who are Jewish, it's very difficult, right? Because like they diasporaed all over the place so many different times in history, right?
Yeah.
So you have communities like in India, Indian people who are Jewish. It's like, I guess they're also Jewish because it's I don't know. It's not even really an
They're not
ethnicity. It's just like its
ethnically
own.
Jewish. There is
Yeah.
a Jewish ethnicity for sure, I suppose.
Also, I'm pretty sure there are Japanese
Yeah,
Jewish
yeah,
people. I think I made the declarative statement on an episode where I was just
Yeah.
like, there's no Japanese Jewish people. There's no fucking way they have this.
They wouldn't allow them in the country.
You get diaspora.
Fact checking will ruin this podcast, but I'm going to do it anyways.
We keep fact checking our stupid thoughts, and
So I
it's
think-
ruining it.
It's
I think-
almost funnier when you see that what your stupid thought is just reality. The history of Jews in Japan. I'm not going to read this. Early settlements.
They just-
oh yeah.
I mean,
colonized Japan.
Christians fucking moved in, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think like I heard somewhere, I don't know if it's accurate, but like
Anywhere.
99% of like the population is like Shinto technically, just because they like go to shrines and shit.
Well,
Yeah.
Shintoism you can just fucking absorb into
Yeah,
all the
Shinto,
other.
Yeah,
Buddhism,
it's
yeah.
pretty easy.
But it's just overall, most people are just like pretty just mostly just Shinto.
Generically
and,
spiritual. Like,
yeah, generically kind of spiritual, but
Well, a
Like,
lot of people are
there's-
also Buddhist, right? They're pure land Buddhism.
My
They're
co-
Japanese.
my cousin went to.
I don't think that involves that much like practice though.
It doesn't. No,
Yeah.
it's like you kind of go to church or whatever.
My-
If you want,
Buddhist
yeah.
church.
Yeah. Well, I mean, do you go to Buddhist church? Is there?
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
you can
with
go
Pure
worship,
Land, you
yeah.
do because Pure Land, like you recite a specific phrase a whole bunch, and there's like some other practices. I don't know. I did a presentation on it.
Something like that.
I'm the academic of this podcast. Everyone else here, they're still in high school.
We
They
brought
might tell you they're not.
We
but-
brought him on for his expertise on that, not his Buddhism expertise.
Also, I'm
Wayne.
also doing my dissertation right now in religious studies.
Oh, cool.
So
Imagine doing a dissertation.
That's
fucking
that's
nerd,
fucking
dude.
cringe.
Imagine not just coding a bunch of nonsense.
well, you know,
So what was
some
your-
say religion's the coding of our DNA.
No
Nope.
one definitely said that.
I was gonna say my cousin went to Japan. She doesn't know. She knows less Japanese than I do.
Okay.
Which is
Not who to name.
yeah. Now that's what I said when she was like, and she's like, what does that mean? And I'm like, baka. Am I right, ladies? And they're like, what? Anyways, yeah, no, she went to Japan because she was like, I think she was just like bored or something, and she was like,
how bored you gotta
well,
be.
no, she was like, I wanted to go to like a mission thing, like on a mission trip,
Okay.
and every place else wouldn't, like they were closed. So she's like, I guess I'm going to Japan on a mission trip, and she would complain about it all the time. I'm like, go fuck yourself. like she didn't even tell me that this was an option, but she went and she just like worked in a coffee shop for her entire time there, and then
Hell
she
yeah,
was like,
dude.
it was so weird, I hated it, and I was like, fuck you, suck my
I'm
nuts.
thinking,
As a
yeah.
mission?
I'm
Like,
thinking
as
I'm
a-
doing
like
it. Of doing that.
Yeah.
At a coffee shop? Wait.
She
Don't
well,
issue.
there was a Christian coffee shop that she worked
A
at, and then it
Christian
was like
coffee
attached to a church. And She just
Okay.
worked for that coffee shop and like helped him out a little bit.
Is
Hell
it
yeah,
like a
dude.
maid cafe, but they dress as nuns?
That'd be sick.
That would be sick.
That'd
Holy
be fucking
shit.
awesome.
I don't think
A
so. I think it was a
non-cafe.
lot more mundane. I remember because she was just like I remember like saying, well, she like asked what something meant in Japanese, and I knew like the generic anime term for it, so I said it, and then like she looked it up and she's like, he's right, and everyone's like, whoa, do you know Japanese? And I'm like, no, you're going to Japan in a week. Like,
you're the one who should know this.
Yeah, you should be And so she just didn't speak to anybody except for people who like kind of knew English.
Hell yeah,
and she
dude.
made fun of people because they had bad English. And I was like, that's not their
You
job.
dumb bitch. You know where you are.
you go to
Stupid.
You go to Japan and you're just like, oh man, these guys don't speak English at all. Like, or they speak like 5th grade level English, and I'm like, you're in Japan.
Oh yeah, well.
It was fun. I went to Italy for a class trip. Once again, I'm an academic.
Shut
And one of my friends there was like trying desperately to speak Italian to like one of the waiters there, and the waiter was like, "Why are you even trying?" Like, just straight up disrespecting him for trying.
Damn,
Oh, that's so
fucking-
sad.
That rocks, dude. I love that.
Dude, fucking, I don't know, like, most people give a like, most people like when you at least,
Yeah,
like,
at least
give
try.
an effort,
Well,
but I guess if he was
Italian-
that bad,
Yeah, if it's
then
so bad where it's like just
you're wasting their
I'm
time.
making it seem like he was really malicious. It was like pretty jokey. Like obviously he'd served a bunch of American customers before, and all of them, you know, try to say like those phrases that you do, like "oh, thank you,"
Grazie.
grazie, or whatever. You know.
Arrivederci.
But it was hilarious when he said that. It was very funny.
I think, I know, because, like, a bunch of places that you go, and they speak like a different language, but they also, like, most restaurants in other countries, if you go into, like, a big city, will try to accommodate English speakers.
Yeah.
But when you go, you'll try to speak their language, and then they'll just notice that you're gaijin as fuck, and then they'll just look at you and say, here's the English menu,
Here
and just
you
start
go,
speaking
yeah.
to you in English, and you're like, wait, no, I was trying to...
In my
I was trying to
language, in
do...
your language.
Yeah, that's what in France, that
The-
happened all the time, where, like, I was speaking, and I was trying to speak in French to all of these different servers, and then they'd just be like, here you go, and just start speaking in perfect English, and I'm like, well, I was giving it my shot, I was giving it my best shot.
I do want to go, yeah, maybe like move to Japan for a while and just live in like the shittiest apartment I can find and just get like a small job and just try and absorb Japanese while I'm there.
That'd be pretty cool.
Why do you
Just
want
make
to do
some
that?
savings up just to
Kinda
do it
interesting.
for fun, to learn another
apparently,
language.
it's super hard to find a place in Japan to live.
Yeah, if you're
Like
if you're white,
yeah, if you're white, because
white man.
there's like weird little things where it's like, oh, you don't have this one slip of paper that you need in order to like, and it's all
Yeah.
like it's all
Yeah,
like weird like
passport or whatever.
no, just like exclusionary shit where it's like, oh, you don't have a paper that says that you are a certified recycler that you get when you're like in preschool here. Sorry, can't be here.
Yeah.
And so
You don't put your burnables in the right
yeah, I heard
fucking
there's
trash
a lot of
bin.
complexity with the trash system.
Yeah, you have like the recycling, you get burnables, you got like aluminum or whatever.
yeah.
They're very organized in Japan. which
Imagine
is,
fucking
respect.
imagine, but like
It's probably
everyone
way
that I
more
know
fun.
in America is just like they just throw whatever.
Yeah.
Like everyone has like a recycling bin, but the use that they get out of that varies wildly depending on the house.
Yeah, I feel like I've read that a lot of your recyclables just get fucking tossed into
Tossed
landfills.
anyways.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, a big
what's
part
the
of that.
point of
So that
I mean-
we eventually, when the landfills get full enough, we can mine into them and extract the
Oh my god!
resources.
I had a
this is
conversation.
recyclable water bottle.
Yeah,
Extracted.
eventually we're gonna like all die to a comet, and then they're gonna come down and be like, "Look at all these different water bottles and those little things that choke out seagulls. Like, look at all these; they're just buried under here." I think.
Why did they bury these underground?
Precious artifacts.
Yeah, that they get compressed into coal, and then we can reuse them. They're future ancestors. I think because I had a very aggravating conversation with my cousins yesterday because it was Thanksgiving. And I was talking to them about like trash and landfills, and my dad, my uncle, and my cousin were all talking about how stupid it is that we don't
the
just
water
shoot
bottle.
off all our trash into the sun. They're like, it just doesn't make any sense why we don't just put all of our trash onto a rocket and then shoot it into, like, they were talking about this in terms of like
another
a
shitty Elon Musk idea.
no, they're
Have
like,
you seen the Futurama episode where they do that? That's like the whole premise of the episode.
what was I haven't seen that. What happened?
In an episode of Futurama, they launch all their trash into space, and then and they like try to send it to the sun, but it messes up, and it's like gonna come back and destroy Earth. But then they save the day or whatever, they fix it.
Yeah, but
that's just funny that they brought that up in a serious.
Well, no, they brought it up like, why aren't we doing this?
Wait,
like, my uncle, or just Thanksgiving. My uncle, my dad,
This
and
was
like,
the other day then.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's just
Were
really.
they wearing masks?
Yes, we were all wearing masks because we don't want our grandma to die. My grandma, our grandma,
our collective,
communist
our
grandma.
grandma.
But
I don't want our grandma to die either.
It is really funny to hear people like just like shit on coronavirus regulations while wearing a mask and being like, well, we should wipe everything down, but also the government's making us wear these fucking muzzles.
It's like, I'm doing this for my own safety. It's like, okay, you recognize that.
Yeah.
Why are you being a dick about it?
I don't know. I was going to like a bar or something back when they were like still open, and I had like a mask on because like all of the bars in my college town, you would just have to like sit down at a chair, and you were able to take off your mask and drink with like your group of 6. But then if you got up, they would like reprobate you if you like were even getting up without your mask on. So you'd have to put your mask on, get up, and like go and order a new drink.
Yeah.
So things were like pretty safe. But it's just so weird because this one guy, when we were walking out of the bar, they were like, I see you got your muzzles on there, huh? I see you got your muzzles on you. And I was like, I'm going to use that. That's funny.
That's a good. I think I was one of like the first people in Omaha to be wearing a mask. Because
you're a weeb?
But, no, not because I was a weeb. But
It was my Tokyo
dad
Ghoul mask.
had like my dad had heard about like the situation in Wuhan like pretty early, and he was like, you should wear a mask to classes. And I wore a mask to my classes when they were still in session, and people were just like giving me weird looks, and I'm like, I'm gonna live, and you're all gonna die. And then everyone probably after like a week or two, they were probably like, "Oh, that guy was right."
Yeah. Well, no one retroactively thought that you were right. You were just at that moment were the weird guy, and weird afterwards guy. You weren't. I think.
I mean, you still were because the Tokyo Ghoul mask. Is
yeah, weird, you said your mask said like, "You better not anger me because I'm one experience point away from leveling up."
Yeah. That's a fucking gamer mask on.
Dude, it's because like Redbubble and all those places recently started putting out masks. And so they'll print all like their things on masks. And so all the things that are just PNGs that people stole from other artists are on masks now. But also...
I can't wait to go to Hot Topic and see what Rick and Morty masks that they have being sold
I'm a
there.
Pickle.
Where they got like Funko Pops wearing masks.
If that happens, just burn it all down.
Yeah.
If that happens,
Funko Pop, then it's just like Funko Pop fucking like required worker, like essential worker.
Funko Pop required
doctor,
worker Rick.
Funko Pop nurse with a mask. Like, oh, Jesus.
Spencer's exclusive Funko Pop required worker Morty.
Yeah.
That is the funny thing because I work at whatever like a COVID testing site. And because, I mean, I've stopped getting free coffees because Wyatt hates me. But when I did, back when it was, like, serious, I would go, and I had, like, a mask on, and I have to wear scrubs, but I had, like, something that said, like, COVID lab assistant, and that was on my tag, and I'd go in, like, coffee shop places, and they're like, no, it's on the house. And they were, like... Some of them, like, I remember Duncan was required to say, like, here's your hero coffee, sir. And, like, they wrote hero on my cup, and I'm like,
that's so crazy.
You understand what I do, right? I pipette samples into a fucking plate. I'm not
dealing with, like...
But then I was like, thank you.
I guess I am.
Because, of course, I actually, that was... I grifted, I stole and valored that shit so hard. I just grifted a bunch of places that were like, oh, we'll give you, like, 10% off this item, or we'll give you, like, a free cookie. And I was like, hell yeah.
Take advantage of that.
I guess I was, like,
exploit the
working with COVID,
system.
but it was just funny because I was like, fuck it. Like,
when capitalism gives you those breaks, you fucking take them, dog. You steal whatever money you can get.
With Uber Eats, I remember there have been a couple of times where... I guess, to de-incentivize you from using Connor's code, there have been a couple of times where I've, like, ordered Uber Eats, and the guy just, like, drives up to my place and then says, like, it's delivered, and just, like, doesn't deliver it. And I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. And so I just assume, or he'll, like, cancel the order after he'll, like, drive, he'll get it, and then he'll, like, park at my place, and then he'll cancel the order. I assume he just ate it. Like, I assume he just sits down and
eats in the car outside of your house, and you, like, look out your window, you're seeing him in the car just eating your food, you're like...
I go out and meet the guy. I'm standing out there, I see him pull up with their car or whatever.
I use, what's it called, Grubhub. haven't had a bad order once.
That's
All
good.
of them
Yeah.
succeed.
I guess this is a glowing review of Grubhub.
Grubhub.
My friends used
That's
to
good.
use Postmates.
Sponsor us.
Sponsor us.
Please.
Early in the days of Postmates, you could order an order really late at night, and like there just wouldn't be anyone up to deliver the
no.
order.
Yeah.
We could still place the order.
And you place the order, and they just give you all your money back, like in credit. So you just have free
Yeah.
money on the app.
No, you.
That's not
No,
free.
you've
Well, they
transferred
give
your money to exclusively
They
Postmates.
give you your money back. They refund you and give you.
Oh, and
they
they
give
give
you
oh,
money.
oh,
Oh,
that's
shit.
awesome.
He would
That'd
get
be
his
a
money
good
back.
grift. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
so
great
he used to
grift.
grift the shit out of them by doing that.
That's awesome.
That's
Wow.
sweet.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. Well, back when I used to be in like or whatever. Back when I used to be in my apartment or whatever, there's a fucking thing where like whenever you would like Postmates anything, you'd have to let them in like several doors before they could get up to your place.
Yeah.
So a
That's
bunch of people
awful.
just left it out. Like it would be like snowing. It would be like negative 10 degrees. And they just leave it outside.
wouldn't
They
go-
leave my fucking
You
Taco
wouldn't
Bell.
go to the front door where they
Yeah, why
have
don't
to
you
be.
go
I
meet
did.
them?
I would like it
You
was
go
like,
meet
oh,
them
go
there.
meet them, and then they just like pull up and then like just drive by, throw my order at the door, and then like keep driving.
What?
Like, I've had bad experiences
What the
with
fuck?
fucking all
This
those.
never happened to me. I don't know.
Well, because they were just like they were busy on that
Yeah,
night,
you
I
gotta
guess,
make
and
that
so
money, I guess.
they were like,
Yeah.
okay, cool, I'm just gonna drop it off, and then they'd like take a picture, and I would be like walking down, and I'd see them like go like. It was like, oh, they're gonna arrive in like 5 minutes, and I'd walk down, and then I'd just like see them like sprint, like just sprint over to my apartment, throw the thing at my door, and just leave and say like, it's
the
been
fuck?
delivered, and I'd just like get soggy cold Taco Bell, and I was like, this sucks.
See, when
That
you're
does suck.
hammered, though, which is when you order Taco Bell on Uber
Yes,
Eats,
no,
you don't care.
it's
right?
not that
You're
bad.
You
just-
do
Yeah,
care.
it's
you
fine.
care.
I
You care a little.
There was like
maybe
one
you
of my.
do.
It was so nice. There was one night where I was just like, everyone was like, "Oh, we're going out, whatever," and I was like, you know what? I think I'm gonna stay home and order a Shamrock Shake from McDonald's, and I did. And for some reason,
fuck?
Are you
more
a
than
living
like
advertisement.
more than like most nights that like I went out with friends, I just did that and like sat down. I ordered it, and I'm like, I'm gonna go to bed early, and that was amazing. Like, I remember that
What
as
the
being
fuck?
like an amazing night.
What do they
Sitting
do
down
to
and
the
ordering the
Shake?
Shamrock.
What
They
is
put
in it?
green food.
Crack cocaine, freebase.
Yeah, you got it.
Because I've always McDonald's. It's McDonald's, right?
Yeah.
Their milkshakes are like pretty low tier.
They're
I think.
they're pretty good.
I think they're
Alright.
low
It's
tier
hard to
compared to
do.
other options on the market.
Okay.
What other options on the market are there?
Frosties, anything from Culver's.
I think they're better than
Freddy's.
Frosties.
Are they in the same price point? Are those?
I don't. How much?
They're
are
all
Shamrock?
around the same.
They're all like $4 or something.
Wait, $4?
McDonald's
For a Frosty.
McDonald's shakes are like
McDonald's,
really?
$2,
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah,
so
but
they're
it's
half
also
the-
shit.
half
It's
the-
what's
not-
that? What's
It's
that?
not as
Okay,
good. I
have
don't
any of
like
you guys
it.
taken economics classes where it's like there's certain goods that you like grow out of at a certain point where
Oh, inferior goods.
Yeah, inferior goods, yeah.
So
noble
I'm
goods.
actually writing a 30-page book essay for an econ
Book
journal
essay.
about this.
Oh, I see.
Academic.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
for Donald Trump.
Academic, by the way.
so you can be like,
So-
why are the McDonald's milkshakes $2?
Why are they
And he's like, you just explained a very basic economic concept, Mr. President.
I don't believe they should be $2. I believe they should be less.
Thank you.
So
It is.
my little baby Baron, he can buy these milkshakes
My little
for
baby
me.
Baron.
You're a billionaire. Fuck you. Do you guys ever see the fucking butter at stores and it's like 50 cents? 50 cents for like a 4-pack of butter, and you're like, wait, how do they make this? Like, how is this sustainable to make like a
Actually,
McDonald's burger for $1?
Conversely, I think so. It's not right. They make money off the
The
soda
drinks and stuff, yeah.
right?
I think they cut even at this point with all their supply chains. They have to like cut even with all the burgers.
Yeah, I think this about vegan food a lot. I've talked to like some of my friends, and I'm like, isn't it kind of concerning that they can just make like a replica of a meat food or
Yeah.
something with like soy? Like
That's what pisses
Isn't
me
that a
off
little
about
weird?
it.
Impossible Burger, or are you talking about like there's like one that you can buy
Like
at
the one you can
grocery
buy at a
store.
store,
The
right?
grocery
Like-
store, yeah. I've heard those are good though.
I've had one of my roommates.
the
hooked 'em up.
incognito.
Maybe that's what.
But I
It's
know
just odd.
fucking what's it called?
I don't hate on people
I
who are
hate
vegan.
honestly
I do.
like
I hate them.
What?
but with like vegan
I hate
stuff.
mine.
I guess now the technology has gotten there, but before I remember there was like a couple of like vegan restaurants Like, there's that one vegan restaurant where there's, like, a beet, but it's, like, a little cat. I don't know. But anyways, that vegan restaurant, I went there, and they're like, this is basically a hamburger, and I try it, and I'm like, this is the most disgusting thing I've ever tasted. Because...
Yeah, why are they trying to eat meat?
Why not just make your own cool food out of the vegan
meat?
Ingredients you have instead of trying to like make it meat?
No, you
Because
gotta
they know they want to eat meat, but they think it's wrong.
Yeah,
they know that I want.
They're like, I'll stop the factory farming industry
by not eating.
I understand that there's more complex reasons than that they do that, but fuck you.
But fuck you, vegan piece of shit.
Sayonara.
I can't say I respect it, but I guess I understand it, which is probably the opposite of how that should be.
Wait, what?
I understand why they do it, but I don't respect it.
Yeah, I understand that sentiment.
Yeah.
I get because I mean it's just weird because with all like there are good things that you can make out of just vegetables. There are good things you can make out of but when you try to make things that taste analogous to something else, you're always going to come off as inferior because you're making things.
Like Kaiki says, in pretending to be what it's not, doesn't that make it more real than the real thing, Jack?
No, it does not. He's a fucking dumbass vegan.
Doesn't that effort make it more real than the real thing?
Yeah, I don't know. I think the real thing is if you kill a cow. I guess if it's really trying, you know. Yeah. Kaiki may have had a point about incognito.
Incognito.
If only he was alive to see the tail.
He's not dead.
Isn't he?
I don't know.
Did you finish second season?
I think so.
Okay, never. Yeah, I don't know. I need to watch. I need to watch like the more recent. I need to watch Kizumono. Also, all three of
you haven't watched Kizumono.
I haven't watched Kizumono.
But
apparently the movies are amazing.
Dude, that's the best part of the series.
Yeah, I know.
It's definitely.
I've read the book. I've actually read the light novel.
Oh my god!
But I need to watch.
So good.
I've heard so many good things. Yeah, no, we need to. Well, we should have a Kizumono watch party.
Yeah,
at some point. Also, I am down. Heaven's Feel. All of the movies are now officially out. So
yeah, I'd be done.
That'd be the time.
I stopped watching Monogatari at Hana Monogatari. I got really bored, and I
started the math one.
Yeah, same.
I don't remember that whole arc with the chick that was
like the green hair.
No, the white hair.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that one. The math.
The ghost girl, Ononoki. No,
I think so.
Spooky Oogie.
Oogie Boogie. Remember when Oogie Boogie was in fucking Monogatari?
You're not eating this right now. What the fuck?
What do you mean?
Do you want to pause so we can all just eat?
No.
I guess we're taking a break.
We're gonna talk. We're gonna keep it going.
Podcast mukbang.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah. Let's
go. Connor, can you give me another beer?
Alright, we're back from food eating break.
We just watched some VTubers, and I have to say, I'm staunchly against VTubers.
Okay, well, you're gonna lower our ratings just by saying that.
Sorry.
Do you know how many pro VTubists are on?
We're only famous because of
honestly, I mean, look.
The VTuber episode did just pass,
5,000.
No, 250 or something.
Oh, so. Pretty good.
Not terrible. Isn't it?
We were just
unlike the VTubers we were just watching, not terrible.
We're showing them some Corona's English-only stream, and Connor doesn't like it because he's a bigot.
Yeah, Connor doesn't like it because he doesn't like the Japanese.
You're right.
Yeah.
Yep. Something about the way they look.
Connor, how many of those VTubers do you think are ugly in real life?
I don't care about how they look in real life.
Yeah, but what do you think they look
content.
like?
No.
I think their content is specifically... And I'm not saying this is bad. I'm not saying you shouldn't organize your brand around, an image or an aesthetic, right? There's an aesthetic.
There's so much build up to
right? There's an aesthetic in this, right? I don't like. It's like you watch a titty streamer, right? You watch someone who streams and they have their little boobies out, and then you got a bunch of incels in the chat like, ooh, mama, ooh, here's my sub, ooh, say my name,
okay,
right?
yeah,
and it's the same thing. It's the same process.
It's the same. Instead of same energy, but I feel like it's more. I feel like oddly enough, VTuber streamer people are a little more normal.
VTubing is inherently non-sexual to me.
Yeah,
so
they try their best to make it non-sexual.
When I watch it, I feel the same way. In an anime when they're really trying to I don't know. Tage brought up Moe. Like it's that same idea, right? I don't
weaponized
watch anime
moe,
for that.
yeah.
I don't watch anime for. It's not something I enjoy. So I
If
don't
there was
like
a Berserk VTuber, would you watch it?
I would watch Guts as a VTuber. Yeah.
Not
Fucking-
sure.
There are probably a lot of people that would fill that void.
I wouldn't watch. I would
VTuber.
watch Shirake VTubing. Yeah.
What about the big titty witch from the
Now
Elf
I'd watch
Island?
Big
Yeah.
Titty Witch from the Elf
See,
Island.
Connor, I think it's
There
because
was
you've
a
only...
Guts VTuber, or not a Guts. Sorry, Griffith VTuber.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you'd
Oh,
simp
yeah.
and say does nothing wrong.
I'd simp. I'd fucking simp for a Griffith VTuber. But yeah, that's just if you watch streamers who flaunt their bodies around or whatever, and then you're in the chat typing.
Ooga!
Ooga!
Ooba!
Yeah, because
whatever, man,
that's how all those... Because most of those chats are like white knights. Like most of the
Yeah,
people who do
tell
that are
those
like
people to
on
fuck
weird
off.
subreddits that are like Pokemon feet, and then they're just like,
No, that's just the
honk,
Pokemon
honk, honk.
subreddit, dude.
No, dude, the Pokemon subreddit's so fucking weird.
There's
That's-
all that drama
shocked,
about
dude.
Pokemon recently, which you guys obviously don't follow.
I
What?
adjacently heard a little bit
I
about
also
it.
heard.
'Cause
a little
I
bit.
watched
She
it
like
lay
let
it
a
on
dude
me.
on
Something
maybe?
about leading Fed. I don't fucking know who Fed is.
I don't know.
That
so-
guy on, but he was called
But
out
dude-
for being like a sex weirdo earlier.
Dude, if
Yeah.
Pokemon isn't a virgin, I can't watch. It's ruined for me.
That's okay, Connor. That's what we said. Where
True.
like none of the VTubers will ever get boyfriends.
I
Well,
mean,
they
they
do.
could
They-
have
no, they
some
have
in real life,
boyfriends.
and we would
No,
never
exactly.
know about
No,
it.
that's
We
what
just would
I'm
never
saying.
know.
The VTubers, as in the characters.
The characters.
Yeah, the
The
characters.
people who are playing the characters obviously can do whatever the fuck they want. But that's the
VTubers,
beauty.
yeah.
as
So you
the
have the,
characters.
idol status.
It's
without,
also, like,
without
idol
without
culture. Yeah.
attaching it to your
Yeah.
name.
There's
Yeah.
something
And you're,
inherently
like, look.
toxic in idol culture.
Because
that-
nobody's gonna recognize you on the street for being
Yeah.
a VTuber.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true.
Which
true.
is
But the
perfect.
idea of idol culture being transplanted onto something that is literally like just not
a
real
literal idol
is better.
Yes,
Is
yeah.
better than having
Sure.
like an actual person who
doesn't
you
mean
put-
I like either of them, but
Okay.
Okay.
That's fair.
Congratulations.
Have fun jerking off to Chomsky or whatever. I don't know.
Oh,
to
I don't know
Noam
what you do.
Chomsky.
Yeah.
I'm an academic.
Jerking off to Lolita, you fucking bitch.
Lollies are now
Panopticon.
legal, so it's
Oh,
totally
yeah.
fine. What is this?
I'm being
8?
watched.
A surveillance state. Oh!
So, what is Occam's razor?
It's,
I think it's about satire. Or...
Parsimony. It's the most simplest explanation.
It's
Explanation.
the most
If
accurate.
something, if there's two explanations which are equally valid, but one is simpler than the other, then you should take the simpler one to be more.
I've seen like a lot of memes about like the whatever like gymnastics versus the mental gymnastics of like a more
Those
like
are good,
coherent
yeah.
argument. That shit's so
No,
funny.
But all of them are like Santa believers. They're just
Versus,
like
yeah.
Santa comes
Santa
down and he's magic, and it's like Santa deniers, and it's like it's a conspiracy that every single parent is in on, and also all of the cookies are eaten by the
Morning.
parents and left there specific.
Santa's name is on the presents. Like these
Yeah.
are all the mental hoops you have to jump through. To
Santa
deny
tracker
Santa.
is just somebody who made a fake tracker that doesn't really exist. Like all of this.
Is this a subreddit or something?
No,
This is just like a
That's
meme
hilarious.
that's going
I love
around.
that
Yeah,
meme.
no, there's a couple of people on Twitter who I've seen memes of. They're just hilarious. Where people,
That's so funny.
Yeah, believing in Santa, like all the gymnastics you have to do is believe Santa exists.
Yeah.
It's very easy. And Occam's razor is a fun way to fucking make shitty arguments.
That's like the Bidoof
Yeah.
argument. Have you ever heard of like Bidoof's paradox, where somebody who, whenever they're just like, somebody will like make a statement or something, and then someone will post
Yeah.
that Tumblr thing where it's like
It's
Bidoof's
Bidoo's law.
Yeah,
on
Bidoo's
Twitter.
law,
It's the
where it's
shittiest
like,
fucking
I
argument.
hate it. Where somebody
What
says,
is
so
Bidoo's
Bidoo's
law?
law just implied, there's this one guy on Tumblr who made a post that said, isn't it funny how whenever somebody makes a really dumb argument on Twitter or social media, you can go to their profile and they've always liked porn? And
Or
somebody...
that was, like, retweet porn onto their timeline.
yeah,
It's like,
and it's just
okay.
like, okay, dude, like...
That's
Yep,
not-
that just completely shuts them down. Like, that's their argument. Like, people will post that and just be like, yep, that's it. I
That's
won
why I
this.
didn't vote for Ted Cruz.
Yep. Yep. Exactly.
That's why I
They didn't
voted
follow-
for it.
Why is it called Bidoof? Was the guy?
Because the guy-
person was named Bidoof.
Yeah, and he just had a profile picture of Bidoof. There's one picture that's like a shitty MS Paint drawn Bidoof that of just like a smug Bidoof that's
Yeah,
like,
it's like,
oh, I
I
see that
see.
you've liked porn, therefore all of your opinions are invalid.
I love
Good
those
day.
memes.
Yeah.
Oh,
I see you made a grammatical
spelling
error.
mistake.
I wish the
I
one.
see you have an anime profile picture. That means I am now the winner of this argument.
I mean,
very true.
True.
Very true.
Yeah. I only have profile pictures with me with anime women.
Yeah.
That's okay.
You're in them though.
Cancels,
I'm in them.
Cancels each other out.
Well, no, it's not
neutral.
even cancels. It just shows how cool I am that I'm able to date an anime woman.
Be able to
True.
be with all these anime.
When are you getting married?
To Nessa soon.
Who's Ness?
From Pokemon.
Is that the girl? Who's...
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Jack's background.
Oh, cool.
Yes, actually, yes, it is on my background.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah.
Yep, it's pretty cool.
She's pretty
I
kawaii.
don't know her name, but I've seen.
Her name's
Now you
Nessa.
do.
I've seen
Now
things
you know.
about her.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, the whitewash Nessa.
Did you see all that
drama,
stuff?
That was fun.
Did you see
what?
the
That was
color
a fun
figure? Yeah.
time on
Where
Twitter.
some artist was like, she posted a picture of Nessa
Just
as like
very
fan art,
slightly lighter skin.
but she was also around, but like it was colored in the way where it's like, oh yeah, her skin would look that way
because she's
in the
light.
lighting
Yeah.
of
Yeah, I
this
get it,
thing,
yeah.
and everyone just jumped down her throat because they were like, you're whitewashing this character.
And then a bunch of actual racists started making
Yeah.
white edits.
Well, no,
of Nessa.
it's the weirdest thing where like it went from
no.
like, okay, this person did something pretty innocent that like clearly there's no malintent there.
What a goof.
A bunch of people were just very mad about it, and then a bunch of actual racists were like, "Don't worry, we'll defend you by
We'll
making
make this
the
right.
most racist pictures." And it just that happens every time. Like, remember
Yeah.
the Animal Crossing thing with the space buns?
I didn't see any other fallout
The
from
fuck
that.
is
Oh,
other
there's
than
just a
that.
bunch of racists that were coming at people that were just like, "Oh, look
Awesome.
at this," and then,
Only
like racist
African
animal.
American characters can have that.
Yeah,
have
well,
the
no, it's just like
argument.
only African Americans can put that
Oh, the
on their
buns.
character.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the space
okay.
buns.
In
Yeah, that's
Animal
pretty,
Crossing.
I
That's
saw a
pretty
poster that was
R-worded.
like,
Did you see? Did you see
Nintendo
the
should
one?
offer a test for you, just a short little survey.
No, yeah,
But
yeah, it was
white
saying like if
hair,
you're white or not, and then they should just not let you pick the hairstyle.
That's funny.
Oh
That's
my
good.
God.
That's
Look,
satire.
man,
That's
look.
not real.
It's a video game. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, I just don't get the vehement. Well, I'd understand if like someone in the comments who like that's like part of their culture is like, hey man, that's space buns.
I don't
I don't
like
think
that.
there might not
Yeah,
be
it's
space
like,
buns.
that's- yeah.
look,
it's
at
not
the end of the
space
day,
buns, but
we should
whatever.
just respect. Like, if someone is offended, if there are people who are genuinely offended about it, and not just like white knighting for people like the people's race that they're not, like, okay.
What if they're offended about something really dumb though? Like
Yeah,
something
you
an
You should
animal.
still
They're
respect. You
offending-
should still respect that.
What
We
if
could
they're
talk
not
about
really
Taylor with
offended?
this.
Mm.
They're just.
I mean, if they were really offended, like, then yeah.
How are you
sure,
able
I
to
don't
tell
care.
over
Yeah, how
the
do
internet
you
comment?
know?
Yeah.
Well,
You
what if
ask
I'm
them their
offended?
opinion, and you trust that
Yeah.
they're a genuine human being.
I don't trust.
What is
I don't,
genuine?
trust,
How do you-
I don't trust people at
Yeah.
all on the internet.
How
I
can it
just
be
respect
genuine?
people.
I mean, it's easier to with like face-to-face contact where like you can see their facial
So, as
expressions.
an academic, I
But you-
subscribe partially to deontology. One of the principles
What
of
the
which
fuck
is
is
that
that?
you should treat someone as an end in and of themselves.
Kantian ethics are fucking lame.
They
Fuck
are.
you,
They're
categorical
actually
imperative.
kinda lame.
Oh, universal.
Universal maxim.
Oh,
Wait, what's the
universal
thing about the
mag-
chair?
let me jerk
What's the thing
myself.
about the fucking chair that we were talking about a while ago?
I don't know
Where
the chair.
just the idea that like the chair doesn't
Oh,
really exist.
Okay, so that's Plato, right? Plato.
Oh, the
His thing's like,
imitations.
there's
oh my
like
God.
forms of light. Like, okay, there's like levels of reality. There's like the God, right? The truth
Yeah.
or whatever. And then there's the level under that's the forms. And that's like the perfect ideas of something. So there's no perfect chair. Because
Just imitations.
there's imitations
idea
of what
the
we
chair.
Because some dumbass
That's
decided to
fucking dumb
think.
as shit.
Yeah, there's no perfect chair because I said so, motherfucker.
he's like, there's an idea of a chair. Which
Nobody
is
ever
better than
thought
this
there was a
fucking
perfect chair.
One
you
of my
fucking
one of my
prick.
favorite jokes. I mean, Family Guy overall on the whole not that funny, but one of my favorite jokes from that was when it's like, oh yeah, my great grandfather, whatever Griffin, was a philosopher, and then like his wife walks in, he's like, Peter, please go get a job, and he's like, why?
Why?
I would have been a. Oh, I am a philosophy major as well. I'm graduating. It's my first degree? Which degree? My bachelor's. I'm getting my bachelor's right now in philosophy while I'm majoring
Philosophy, huh?
and
Philosophy.
all those other things. So yeah,
Yeah, let's jerk
You're
Connor
just
off.
you're
I'm
just
your
a modern day
go-to guy.
Renaissance
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Yeah.
Really
I've spent billions
just-
of dollars on my education.
Billions.
Connor doesn't even have time to be here right now. He's skipping
I don't know why I'm here.
class.
Connor's been writing a paper this entire. He's been writing the Art of the Steel.
Art of the Steel is underway.
That's to fund it, right?
Yeah.
fund my education.
Yeah, of course. Like, I'll pay you $1 billion to ghostwrite my book.
Donald Trump's a generous man.
As soon as I came up with that idea, it was already somebody's already started writing that for sure. Something like that.
Well, I mean,
one of the 250 viewers on.
Well, not even them. I'm
Yeah.
sure there's some people that are.
I'm sure someone, because it's such an obvious joke that like somebody was like,
Yeah.
"Fuck yeah, I've got it."
I nailed it.
That's why there's like an arms race with like making.
Dude, I kind of want to. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say there's an arms race on making like animated videos for like VTubers or whatever. Because the moment you're the first one to punch, you're like, oh, you're just
they get the views.
Yeah, you're the because there's a lot of like obvious things that you can do with the animations. And then, like, it's like, oh, you just stole my joke from my animation that I was going to make about that because you... And it's like, no, I was working on this before you, but then... good stuff.
What's it? I kind of want to try, like... I don't think I'd be very good at it, but I do want to try stand-up comedy at some point just to see, like, if I would enjoy it at all.
Yeah, I actually finished my master's in stand-up.
Shut the fuck up.
You finished it already. You're coming back for round 2.
Graduated.
Connor's an 80-year-old man
Middle
who's
school.
chilling with us.
I did go to high school with them, though, so...
Yeah, which was weird, because again, he was 80, and he's just like, I just never want to stop learning.
I had a few
stop
girlfriends,
learning. Yeah,
that's very nice.
We never knew them.
Yeah.
Lollies are now.
We didn't know those people. They went to a different
Phineas,
school, apparently.
But, yeah, no, I think you'd be good at stand-up comedy.
I think I would enjoy it if I was good
You have to have
it.
the right... You have to write it.
Yes.
Yeah, it's more about delivery.
Yeah, of course I
it's
would
more
write it.
delivery than
It's like
it is
speech, like,
improv.
Like an HI.
I'm not gonna.
You
Yeah,
think
I'm not gonna
you could write
do
Improv is
You could
inherently not very funny for the
Improv,
most part.
yeah.
Like
one
because the
man
idea,
improv.
like we're just talking here, and like occasionally we'll make funny insights. But the idea of like improv, where it's like you have to be funny 100% of the time.
Otherwise,
And here's
then
a dumb
You're
idea,
bound
like
to miss. You're
and
bound
then-
to fail.
Yeah.
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 and you're not like going off of like anything that is natural. You're going off of somebody saying something that you have to then riff off of.
Yes.
Which
Sometimes in Anchorman, it works amazing. They're great at improv.
Well,
and then
because
you
they
also,
always- yeah.
and then
It's a
you watch-
movie. They have multiple
Yeah,
takes.
But they
and then
also
you
have
watch
context.
Holmes and Watson, and the improv is not as funny. And that's
it also
the price.
like they also have like context for that where it's like you can have a scene and then you can make a joke about that scene because you know what's going on there
Yeah.
versus like you're at a grocery store and trying to buy celery and
How do
scene.
we make this funny?
And
okay, guys, we're riffing a bit now. Okay, we're doing it.
oh, are we
Okay.
doing
Ooh,
the
I'm
celery
in the
thing?
grocery store. Ooh, I got the hot chalupa sauce.
Oh, hey, Connor. You don't laugh. You don't laugh. The
You
audience
don't laugh.
laughs.
You
Oh,
fucking
okay.
idiot.
I'm the audience. I
No,
thought.
okay, you're the audience. That's not how improv
Okay,
works.
anyways,
Okay,
yeah, go.
Ooh, I got my hot chalupa sauce.
Hey, Connor. I'm here buying my cucumbers.
Whoa,
for my...
are those sex toys?
No, they're just cucumbers, Connor.
Uh-oh.
This guy actually laughed at that. This guy legitimately laughed.
No, he was
sex toys.
Uh-oh.
everybody freeze, it's a robbery.
Like I
Chick,
said,
chick.
Well,
already
I'm
completed my
just trying to
stand-up
buy
degree.
cucumbers, man.
What are those sex toys?
Oh, no!
in my schooling, we call that a callback.
What is this voice you're doing?
It's his
Fucking
academic voice,
Ooh,
where it
Smurf.
sounds like he's got his professor's dick up his ass.
Oh,
Bird
please,
voice.
don't take my hot chalupa sauce.
Well, I'll take your. I'm just. I don't want your life. I just want your money.
It's the last hot chalupa sauce in the store.
It's the last hot chalupa sauce in store.
Yeah. Don't
I-
take it.
I want it now.
Oh,
The rarity,
no, please
the
don't.
rarity
I'm
incentivized.
going to sell this chalupa sauce.
Supply and demand dictates that is worth more value than.
No, sir.
I'd
You'll
pull
be
out
better
my
off
gun.
stealing the Pokemon cards from by the front desk.
I don't know what's in them. I don't. There's no rarity. I could not get a rainbow Charizard.
You could get a gay fat Pikachu though.
Oh, but yes, but that value is gonna tank after Logan Paul stops collecting Pokemon cards. I want the hot chalupa sauce. That has immediate
No, please.
resale
That's
value.
my wife needs the hot chalupa sauce for her warts.
Fuck
chalupa
your wife
sauce.
and her warts. I want your hot.
That's
chalupa-
what I'm trying to do.
That's what I'm trying to do too.
Good work,
And
everybody.
scene.
Good work, everybody. Yeah, see, improv sucks, dude.
See, and that's why you want to do stand-up comedy.
This is
And
why
that's why I chose
stand-up
stand-up
comedy,
comedy.
friend.
I actually intentionally didn't learn stand-up in my academic comedy.
I thought you
in your
majored in
major,
it.
in your
Yeah, I
major
thought
for
you-
stand-up, you avoided learning.
Well, when you go to
Masters.
comedy school, you go to comedy school, right? There's all kinds of different tracks you can take. It's just like
There's
any other
clown college,
university.
yeah.
Um,
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And what did you learn when you went there?
I wrote some bits. They're good bits.
How to not be funny.
how to say things in a weird voice.
I have to.
It is the peak of comedy. Like, I do like when people, like, they're just like, well, I'm a voice actor because I can do funny voices.
You do a funny voice.
I can do funny voices into my Yeti
I can
snowball.
make my voice
Like
sound like
snowball.
this. I can make my voice sound like I'm doing a really bad
All right, Chinese
impression
accent
of
now.
somebody.
Chinese accent, go.
Hello.
You're cancelled. You're okay.
Whoa.
We're shutting down the
Canceled.
podcast.
Oh, Nihonjojiba! Oh,
Nihonjojiba.
yoroshiku onegaishimasu!
Well, that's Japanese.
Well, we're blinding them too. We're doing little Indo-fusion.
How many
Yeah.
Chinese listeners do we have on the cast right now?
We don't have any Chinese. We do have
It's banned in
11%
China, actually.
Japanese listener base. Though.
Wait, 11%?
11%. Nice.
Yeah,
We're
it
on
keeps it fluctuates between. I assume most of them are on the VTuber video, but it fluctuates between like 10 and 11 at
We're
this
on the
point.
banned podcast list in Japan or in China.
Yeah, it's true. They say brown bricks.
Still Japanese.
Unless you count Taiwan as China, I don't know. I don't know if
don't
you're
know.
on
Wow.
board
Oh,
for
don't
that.
say we're definitely getting doxed the fuck out of. You know?
I recognize the legitimate state of Taiwan.
Taiwan
Yeah,
number
of
one.
course. Yeah, Taiwan number one.
Taiwan number one.
Dude, I
the
think
real
that's so
China.
fucking funny that just the mention of Taiwan,
Yeah.
just like Chinese nationalists get sent into
Come out of the fucking
just like
woodwork. Yeah, they spur out super
So
hard.
back to real life for a second. I'm in a class right now. It's a plagues class, and we're simulating the world during a pandemic.
Yeah.
Oh, you told me. Yeah.
And
It's good, it's good.
so we got like assigned random countries or whatever, and I got assigned to China. And like there's just a pandemic raging on, like everyone else in the class is trying to take it super seriously. Like, oh, we gotta take care of the pandemic. Like, what if this happens? What if this? And my group's like, fucking, we're taking Taiwan.
That is, I mean,
Invade
like,
Taiwan.
I love how just like it's like, oh yeah, that came just from a bat, and you're now just gonna trample over all of Taiwan's freedoms just because you have to because of the pandemic.
I don't know
Alright.
what to say. It's
Go
just-
for
Well, they weren't keeping it under control themselves, so we gotta do something.
It's
about
just
that.
It's
it's
true.
a simulation.
Yeah,
You're liberating your brethren, right?
Yeah,
it's
they're-
true.
They've been under the oppressive.
Yeah, how many people are there?
Taiwanese.
Are there like Chinese nationalists in Taiwan who are like advocating for like the return of Taiwan?
all of their politicians, yeah.
Sad.
I don't think that's true.
No, at this point, all of the people who are like in parliament have officially voted something in that like basically turns them into China in the
In
next
Taiwan?
year. Yeah, in
What,
Really?
like what's happening in
I
Hong
haven't
Kong?
even
It's
seen
or
the
Hong,
same thing.
yeah,
That's
not
Hong
Taiwan.
Okay, in Hong Kong. Okay,
Fucking
I'm
no.
like, Taiwan doesn't seem like they want to do that.
China doesn't even recognize Taiwan. They recognize that fucking Hong Kong's a place.
Yeah, no,
It's separate.
for some reason I got this mixed up. Probably because I'm horribly racist. But
Actually, I think did they just recently get like reabsorbed into China or something?
yeah, they
Hong
did
Kong?
because
Yeah, yeah.
all of the people
Yeah.
who were in their parliament who were just
Yeah,
like, we
they were
probably
just
shouldn't
Chinese.
do that, got voted out. Like they just got like ejected from the parliament.
Well, I don't know if they got voted out or if they just got uninvited to parliament.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's always good when you can have a system where you can uninvite people into parliaments.
That is good.
No, because I remember it was like a British like territory
Yeah.
until like the 90s.
It's the history
Until
behind
recently.
Hong Kong's kind of fucked, but
Yeah.
now it's kind of cool, right?
Britain should have
Now
just
that
kept.
Now it's cool. Now that it's authoritarian,
We like it that the people there enjoy their freedoms
Well,
or whatever.
now they
well,
don't.
did.
Well, now if they enjoy their freedoms, they're not going to be there for very long. They're
They're going
up-
to Shanghai
disappear.
instead. And you're getting Shanghai.
They're getting Shanghai.
The old
by
Shanghai.
What is the origin of that term?
You get
Fucking
get
Shanghai.
kidnapped in Shanghai pretty often. I think there's pretty
Yeah.
high kidnapping rates
Okay, I get
in
it.
Shanghai.
And there's places in the world where slavery just still exists.
Yeah,
So
and
then
one of
sex-
those places is China.
And also,
Well, because like Shanghai refers to just like getting duped in general, isn't it?
No, it's kidnapped.
Okay.
I've
alright.
never heard it being like that's like getting grifted or anything like that.
The
It's
term-
not. Shanghai definitely means kidnapped in my mind.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
the term originates from the old Scooby-Doo cartoon in which
Oh, yeah.
Scooby-Doo
The
had a
racist
rice hat
Scooby-Doo
and
cartoon,
massive
yeah.
Oh,
butt
you
teeth.
mean the one with the samurai and where they go to Japan? You remember
Different one.
that?
That is one too, yeah.
That's a good one.
Some work to do now. There's like the one scene in Temple of Doom where they're in Shanghai. I'm pretty sure at the very beginning.
Oh,
of
because
the
the
movie.
little kid is from Shanghai.
Yeah, Short Round. The
Short
little,
Round.
the little racist Asian
Jesus
kid.
Christ.
Like, Mr. Indy, I'm
Mr.
I'm
Indy.
helping you, Mr. Indiana Jones. That scene really makes you appreciate Chinese dresses because they're pretty fucking hot.
I suppose
Is that where your
there have
Chinese
been many other things that have made me appreciate.
Well,
Chinese
yeah,
dresses.
but back then you didn't really see him that much in the West.
True, yeah.
There's a long cultural history behind
You didn't
it,
see him
which I
until
think
some
is-
racist decided to
Steven
go
Spielberg.
as that in.
Steven Spielberg put him into his movie.
Thank
You
you,
didn't
Steven.
see him until some racist decided to dress up as in a Chinese dress for her prom.
Yeah,
And then
yeah. Then they got canceled.
Yeah, and then they got canceled. I love when like Twitter does its thing on like
The wrong
a 16-year-old, where it's like a 16-year-old who's like depression's not even real, and then like just a celebrity comes down from on high and is like, motherfucker, I deal with depression every day. Kill this
God,
I
person.
would
hate
fuck
it.
your
You
ass
do-
if you were my sex slave.
Yeah.
You do blackface once, and then all of a sudden you're
All of a sudden
racist.
you're a bad bro.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, if Trudeau could make it a prime minister after doing that,
He just
Yeah,
likes
crazy that he
costuming.
got
We
away
know
with that.
we know that he just likes
He
costuming.
got away with
It was
it. He didn't
brown
really
face.
get away with it.
Dressing as like a sultan,
It
an
was
Indian
incredibly
sultan or
bad
something.
brown face.
Yeah, it was not brown.
And he
more
lost
as
an
black.
election to a Sikh opponent. Like the guy was
Good.
Sikh, and he was just like, yeah, no, this is not cool. And everyone's like, well, I mean, he's still a pretty
But
chill
he's a
guy.
white guy.
Yeah.
He wasn't actually
He
brown.
has
I would have
eyes.
liked him less if he was actually brown. So I'm glad he took off the makeup.
When we think about Canada, we think about in the United States, the rural parts of the country are like everywhere is racist, right? There's no like
Everywhere
non-racist
is
small
racist,
country, like
yep.
small town area, right? Like you
Yeah,
can just think
sure.
of it as Is that the same in Canada? Are there
No, yeah,
Canadians who
they're
are like,
definitely racist.
Yeah.
just like alt-right?
Yeah,
But
oh,
they're
no,
all
for sure.
they're all racist against English speakers who
But
don't
they
speak
they
French.
still like the fact that they have
Fucking
universal
dirty
health care.
Quebecois.
They're gonna be like,
Quebecois.
we like universal health care, but we hate black people.
I mean, you can like universal health care and still hate black people. That's...
Sure, but you're probably doing the wrong thing.
Actually, those are mutually exclusive.
Yeah, you're probably doing the wrong thing if you hate
well,
black
you're probably a part of the wrong ideology if you feel like that's correct.
I don't think they're trying. I don't think any ideologies like. I do like how
There's
it
a
shows.
few ideologies that kind of own racism in more ways than other ones do.
Yeah.
And
No, you guys are the Civil War. It was about states' rights. Okay, we're gonna drop it. We're not gonna say what the states' rights were about. Okay, it was about states' rights.
It's about state. Like in particular, it was something about like tax or
It was
it was
just
gerrymandering. They really wanted to make
They
gerrymandering a
just
thing in the
wanted to
north.
gerrymander.
And they're like, no, we want to keep
Look.
we want to make sure that everyone has a voice in our places. And then they're like, no, we're going to make sure that gerrymandering exists.
Mr.
They fought a
Jerry.
war over it and they lost.
I know, crazy actually. That's
yeah,
what the war
but they
was
still
about.
do it. That's crazy as well.
Oh no, they still do it because
What's
the
the
North
scene
was
like
trying
the-
to institute gerrymandering.
What's the fucking
That's
like
why.
Texas's second congressional district? Is
Yeah,
like
so,
the
like,
insanely
yeah, right.
gerrymandered.
Yeah.
Fucking Daniel Crenshaw wearing Texas's second congressional district as an eye patch instead of
The one fucking picture that's like, who's that Pokemon? And it's like an Onyx.
Yeah,
and
I
it's
saw
just
that.
like, it's Texas's second congressional district.
The more I
That's
think
funny.
I was just talking about this. Like, how do we like the Electoral College? Kind of wrong. Like, I think people don't like it very much. But what do we change it to? Right? Like, if we try to split it up into, is it just raw popular vote? Do we just do
In
raw
that
popular
case,
vote?
People are only going to go to Texas and California and...
Well,
like,
no, because it would just be the total
because then it wouldn't be
population. Like, there
popular
wouldn't
vote
even
at
be
all,
like, there wouldn't even be states like electoral votes. Or it's just like you got the most votes.
No,
and
but
you
like
win,
as far as
right?
getting people out to vote, because like raw popular vote, you could swing. Because like, I mean, you probably couldn't swing like California over all the way to.
Well, no, you wouldn't even
but-
need to swing California, right?
No.
You just have to have more votes for your president, and that's the only factor.
But the reason
that
why
matters.
people would only go to like the places with the big populations is because what the fuck's the point in like campaigning in Omaha?
Oh, you mean
You're
the
just talking about the
politicians?
politicians
I
going,
see.
yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
No, they
So
would
they
only-
wouldn't they wouldn't make like even if it's like
Concessions, yeah.
fake campaign
I
promises.
mean, the
I mean,
thing
whatever.
is,
They don't
like,
go to Omaha anyway.
for some reason,
yeah,
politicians.
Donald
Yeah,
Trump,
Donald Trump did.
yeah.
He came,
Yeah,
and he
actually,
left
my
everyone
mom-
in the
Yeah.
snow. He left all the
There you
old
go.
people out in the cold, and they all fucking had to walk home from their shitty rally. That was fun.
Well, my mom enjoyed it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, she didn't have to walk
Sorry, your
home like
mom
all
went
the
to a
old
Trump
people.
rally?
Yeah, because you want to see like Air Force, Air
Force
like,
One.
My mom really wanted to go, but she had like a test that day, and she called me like immediately afterwards, and she's like, "I hate it so." Like, I wanted to go to this Trump rally, and now Tasia's mom is inviting me over. Like, it was gonna be so much fun, but now I've got to do this stupid test, and I'm like, this is a really weird conversation to be having with your son.
What was the test? I don't.
She's going back. She's back in school.
Yeah, she's back in school. She's doing like a econ masters. So, yeah, she's hoping to teach.
Very poggers.
She doesn't. She hasn't like taken like calculus, period. And so going and like econ, it's funny because I guess back in like the 70s when people would just like drop acid and then cheat on every test that they had in college, like you didn't really have to know anything about econ. But like now, econ is all integrals. Like econ is all just like
calc.
all
my
calc
college,
based.
it's super hard. It's like one of the hardest majors.
It's hard. It's hard as shit.
Yeah.
I took a. I guess I have an econ minor technically, but it's like with econ, like it's super hard. But the main thing is that if you don't know all of that stuff, it's like impossible to decode. Like if you don't know calculus, then you're not going to make any sense of what they're trying to do there.
You about to pick your nose, or what do you?
It's a
Ghosts are real.
Tej made a little ghost out of a napkin.
We don't need to describe it.
We kind of do. We're just talking about a complete tangent.
I took over the podcast now. It's my podcast now.
What do you want to talk about then?
Yeah.
So we're gonna talk about
Mr. Academic.
One of my friends was. I told them I was going to be on this podcast, and they sent I would ask, what should I bring up? And they gave me a list of things. One of them was corn. They just said corn.
Your friends are so funny. If you guys are listening to this,
fucking because
you're fucking game.
From
you're from
the place that
I'm from the corn
right
place.
You're from corn capital? Yeah, dude, that's so funny.
I actually asked them that, and they just said no. They just like corn. So I don't know how to treat them after that. They also said swamps. We could talk about swamps. What are our thoughts?
Swamps? I don't like swamps.
They're kind of gross.
I've never been to a swamp.
I have been to a swamp.
The Florida Everglades, right?
I've been to Florida.
If they're anything like the Kingdoms of the Night, I don't want to go there.
They smell bad, yeah.
Hey.
What? Is there multiple kingdoms?
They know we're from Omaha.
Yeah, guys, we're from Omaha, Nebraska.
Just somehow didn't figure that out already.
Yeah, we got him. And Connor's social security number is...
It is 1786, which is a year.
What's the racist year?
1488.
What do you mean the racist year?
1488.
Why is that the racist year?
14.
Oh, you
14
pretend
words,
like you don't know.
88. Hail Hitler. HH.
Yeah.
Connor doesn't know the racist dog whistles.
Sorry, I don't,
Come
I
on,
don't
man.
know the racist. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
I didn't do my homework for this podcast. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you didn't look up all the racist dog whistles.
Learn all the racist dog whistles we do for our fans.
Yeah. Where do you think one of the metrics that you can see is just racist versus non-racist
white supremacists.
I'm gonna come out now on the. This might be a hot take, but I don't support racism on the podcast.
Dude, that's crazy.
Okay.
Well,
I wanted to make.
I'm glad that we're able to have people with different viewpoints on the podcast. Because I am very open to discussion on a lot of these viewpoints, and so I'm glad to have someone with a different view on this on this matter.
You're glad to express those.
I miss phrenology.
Alternative opinions.
Phrenology, the best way to be racist. You just look at a skull and you're like,
that's
some
3 bumps.
That's
some
a
centipedes.
Yeah, some centipedes and phrenology. Yeah,
That
we've
bump
already
means
gone so
Have you
deep into
did you go into
phrenology.
Yeah, phrenology, but yeah.
Good.
That's fun, yeah.
I love
It's
that.
always fun. Like, we should feel each other's skulls, see what different things.
Yeah, and then we were like, "Oh, wait, Jackson.
Like,
Okay, you're good. I
oh.
thought you had the bump there for a second. I thought you
feeling a bit stupid.
Jackson always felt like a kind of guy who had some twitch reflex muscles.
Wait a second.
This is a good auditory.
Yeah.
Jay's just feeling my skull.
Have you guys,
We don't need to describe it.
Have you guys seen those, what's it called? Like, you can walk into Target now and buy one of those, like, Thero guns, like the one
Yeah,
like
those are
massage.
sweet. I have them.
Are they good? Because they're like $200.
What is it?
I don't have one of my friends.
They're like a massage gun. They're like literally a gun that you point at the place that needs to be massaged, and then you just
How
like...
do you massage your back with that?
Well, you don't massage your back. It's like if you have a knot in your leg and your legs are sore.
That
you do
doesn't happen to me. My back
Well, that
is
happens
just
to
only...
me, someone who is... I don't do athletics at all, so we can cut that out.
Yeah.
Don't actually.
I will.
Oh
no!
Thank you for saying that. Then.
Well, back to your regularly scheduled. What do we thoughts on corn?
Oh,
do we like corn?
Okay.
I like your.
Okay.
You're
good way to transition. That.
Pirouetting around like a ballerina right now.
He's spinning, dog. He's spinning.
Thoughts on corn? I have a friend who's wait. I shouldn't say that because I was gonna say her username, and then I was like, "Wait, you could just look that up."
What?
But her username has something to do with corn, and I was like, "That's lame." That's so because she got it the moment she came to University of Nebraska, and so I was just like, "That's so fucking lame."
I don't like that.
She's like,
Did you sleep with this person?
What? Did I sleep?
Did you
No.
Okay.
I just know them.
But she's not from like a corn place, but she just
She's
decided.
from She's from Kansas City.
Okay, so she just decided to get a corn name for fun.
Yeah, because she's like, I'm going to Nebraska, so she made a new Instagram.
Cool.
Is she single?
No.
Oh, sorry, podcast listeners.
Yeah, sorry.
I'll put in a good word for you if you want, podcast listeners.
Just send us a picture of yourself and your phone number.
And that one black guy with the really big dick.
A really big penis. And
please. And the white guy maybe with a really big dick.
That doesn't,
if you can find one.
If you can find it, you're blocked immediately.
brownbrickspodcast@gmail.com.
I'm gonna, because I'm not a racist.
That's brownbrickspodcast.
Send me an Asian guy with a big penis, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah,
do that. If you can find it. If you can find that image.
Yeah, I don't believe it exists.
Yeah.
Penises on Asians of unusual size? I don't believe they exist.
I don't believe they exist. I've been playing Control, the video game.
I remember seeing a bunch of people really mad that like won Game of the Year or something.
It came out this year.
Or no, like last time the Game of the Year was about.
Oh, maybe it's old. Maybe it's older than that. I don't fucking know when it came out. But I don't know why they'd be mad, because it's an okay game. It's not like that engaging, but the story is cool. The story is awesome.
But it's a female protagonist.
It really doesn't matter. It doesn't affect how the story plays out, really.
Well, you get to see your
Jackson's
nice
not
ass,
a gamer, though.
Huh? You get to see your ass when you're playing.
Dude, I play female. I play female main characters for the ass.
It is third person. Yeah. You don't really get to see your ass. Or at least I'm not looking at her ass.
Now, a real good game with a female protagonist. Jackson, what's that game?
Haiti.
That's a good game.
Yeah, look up on Steam, Haiti. It's like a puzzle, like third person shooter.
How do you spell
where you
that?
play Haydee. It plays like a robot that has a fucking fat ass and fat tits. But it's a robot. It's a robot.
Yeah,
it's got a weird robot head.
Oh, hell yeah.
But it's got fat tits and a massive ass, and you're like playing right behind it. So
is this like a Greenlight game? Or?
Yeah, it was originally a Greenlight game, and then it became kind of popular because it's weird as fuck. And now Haiti 2 only came out like a couple days ago. Haiti 2, and for some reason they made it so that the robot now has a human face, and it looks worse, in my opinion, to be honest.
Yeah, it would, because it's a
game robot.
Haydee.
Robot.
Not to be confused with the roguelike game
Hades.
That's what I thought you were talking about before. You were like, if you want a real good female protagonist, you should play a game without a female protagonist.
Hades is an excellent game.
I bought it. I haven't played it yet.
It's very good. I'd recommend
I'll probably get it when it goes on sale. I don't fucking...
honestly, it's worth the full price.
I don't care. I'm not gonna buy it.
I'm a super giant.
Supergiant.
Is this the one?
Hades.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. That's awesome.
She's got a fucking mask.
And she's got like she looks like GLaDOS kind of thing.
Can you put that as like the picture for the podcast?
Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah, no, she's got a fucking badonkadonk.
That's like fan art.
That's fan art.
Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, that's not inaccurate.
It's not wrong, yeah.
Why do they have fan art? Who's making fan art?
Everything has fan art. What are you talking about? We have fan art.
Yeah, we do. We have fan art.
Rule of Bidoof.
Okay. Rule of
Bidoof. That's you. What you said to me is basically.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Thank you for expressing that opinion. But you're wrong. But Control's cool because it's like the closest we'll probably ever get to an official like SCP game, because it's pretty much just like the SCP Foundation, but they made their own thing.
That's
awesome.
We
should play that game.
There is an SCP game.
Are you talking about
there's the fighting game.
There's like there's Containment Breach, and then there's the SCP Secret Laboratory is the multiplayer
I think Secret Lab is
Secret
good.
Laboratory seems like fun. I want to play
Yeah,
that.
we
I
should
have it
play
downloaded.
There's an
It's
SCP
free, right?
fighting
Yes.
game that has a bunch of the SCPs, just like
Really? I've not seen that.
It's awesome.
That
But
sounds
actually,
awesome.
it's really well animated. So
That does sound really fun.
There's
Yeah, it's
also
in
an
beta right
Overwatch
now.
custom game mode where you can play as SCPs and your favorite Overwatch game.
okay,
Okay.
what the fuck is like Overwatch custom game modes? Like
well,
what?
they've been so the Overwatch dev team decided to like make like mini coding. Like you can mini code your own game modes.
Yeah, no.
Because I've seen
Yeah, but
people
it's
do
very
like
They're
cool.
super complex.
no,
It's
I've
crazy.
seen
Insanely
people do like
complex.
like the Sans Undertale boss fight, and
Yeah.
I was just like, because before I was like, oh, they just made it so you could like change the colors of things, and I was like, no, you can do a ton of
You
shit.
can make like entirely new
You
games.
make up
'Cause
a whole new fucking game. It's
I
crazy.
described the containment breach thing in Overwatch. Real thing. You could like download the code for it and like play it yourself, and it's like legitimately.
Yeah, we played
pretty
a fuck ton of custom
mechanically
games over the
complex.
summer
Yeah.
in Overwatch. There was like
Tiny
there's like one
Overwatch.
that's like Tiny
Yeah,
Overwatch
Tiny
is kind of fun.
The Super
but-
Smash Bros. One.
Oh yeah, the Smash
Wait,
Bros.
Super
was
Smash
cool.
Bros. was
Yeah,
very
it's
fun.
like
Yeah,
yeah,
it was
percentage based, and the higher percentage, like the more launched you get
Yeah.
by
It's
stuff.
fun.
Oh,
They
that's
added
awesome.
some new maps that are like just for like dicking around in Beats game mode.
That's awesome. Yeah.
There's like the was it like an MMO game mode?
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's
That's
all
just,
kinds
like-
of fucking MMO like.
Oh
It's
yeah, you
crazy
progress, like
complex,
bosses
yeah.
and shit like that. Yeah, Cookie Clicker. Davey and I were playing that for like 2 hours.
Yeah.
Like, what the
No,
fuck
yeah,
are
you
we
would
doing?
like Wyatt and you
Why?
would play that for like so fucking long, and I'm joining like late, so they've been in it for
I
2
know.
hours. They're like super high level, and I'm
I
like,
know,
I don't
like-
want to play this,
Yeah.
guys.
We
This
feel like
fucking
level
sucks.
500 and we just one shot Jackson as he
This
walks out.
fucking sucks dick.
Yeah, it's great.
Man.
Yeah, Overwatch is cool about that. The regular game sucks, but the
I like
game
the
modes-
regular game as well.
I like
Oh,
it too,
man.
but I'm bored with it now.
Are you guys excited for the?
Overwatch 2? No.
I am excited for
I
Overwatch.
thought that was coming out like this year.
They just
Yeah.
have not announced a release date.
They haven't announced
Ah.
anything after the trailer.
Not really.
Also, kind of a funny story, kind of unrelated to everything that we've been
It's
talking
kind of a
about,
funny
but
story.
I just
when do we
remember
ever
this.
talk about
and
things that are related?
You make good points, but I was talking to like my
Corn.
sister or whatever, and have you guys ever seen that one video of like the Turkish man on a drum doing like Levon
Yeah,
Polka?
yeah.
Yeah, and there's like the cat. And I remember I just pulled it up on my phone and I turned up the volume really loud while I was just like sitting there because I was like looking at that and he was like doing that. And my sister was like, "Man, this is a pretty catchy song." And I'm like, "Yep." And so she's been like singing that. Yeah, she's and so she's been singing Lemon Polka unbeknownst to her just around the house. And she's like, "Jack, pull it up." And I like
Pull it up.
I played it for the whole family, and they're like, "Oh, that's funny." And I'm like, if you thought this was Japanese, you'd hate it."
Jamie, pull that shit up. Pull up Levin Poker right now.
Okay.
Sorry, so what is it originally? What
It's
is
a Hatsune Miku song.
funny.
Yeah, where she sings Levon Polka. I'm sure it probably originates from something else in a way, but it got popular through Hatsune
Yeah,
Miku.
I mean, it definitely feels more. Like
a folk-ish
yeah.
song that she'd made, that somebody put through Vocaloid, and it's like, okay, now this is Hatsune Miku's song.
Yeah, now this is
Alright,
hers.
Thoughts on politics?
Very good broad question
Mm.
there, Fred.
I think we've already
Do they
established
exist?
Do they exist?
dirtbag left,
Dirtbag
dirt
left.
bags, and then
Shitty piece of shit right here.
yeah, and then Connor's just a philosopher, I suppose.
I'm a
Philosopher king.
Well, I'm actually just an academic.
An academic, okay. An academic decathlon, one could say.
Yeah, why can't that be a profession like that?
Academic decathlon.
No,
Because no one
just
would
like
watch
a fucking
it.
act.
It's
well,
that's
that
the people who
ain't
go on
dude.
Jeopardy. The people who go on
you know what
Jeopardy.
academics are just
Yeah.
professors. You know, to get tenure, you have to like be doing research.
yeah,
right?
that's true.
Like if you
This is
become a
horrible.
professor, like you
Awful.
are just an academic.
Listening to Levon Polka now. I don't think it's picking.
This
Oh
is-
no, this is Hachama. What the? This is Hachama's Levon Polka. Okay.
What the fuck is this?
It's, yeah, not
Pretty
the
good.
original Levon Polka.
I like the drum version more.
The drum version is good. It's way easier to introduce to people because you're like, oh, that's like a famous Turkish song instead of a cute anime girl Vocaloid singing that.
Yeah. There's like lore to Vocaloid, right?
Yeah,
lore?
there's mild. Well, I mean, a lot of lore comes
Yeah,
out of
I
like
know.
certain sects of Vocaloid. So like,
Yeah.
Vocaloid is in and of itself. Like, there's no lore specifically pertaining to Hatsune Miku, but there are songs that will tie into each other and use Miku as a character and
Yeah.
use like Ren as a character. But there's no like overarching lore, just because it's the way that it's made and gets so like free form.
Was
Yeah,
was
that makes
Gorillas
sense.
before Hatsune Miku? Did Hatsune
Yes.
Miku copy Gorillas?
No, Hatsune Miku came out in like 2006.
So they
Yeah.
copied the Gorillas.
They didn't copy it because the entire point
No,
of
it's
Hatsune
the
Miku
same
was
thing, right?
it's
Just-
it's a Vocaloid, so it's like the point
are
was
inherently different.
yeah it was
No,
made to
that's
sell a
something.
music software that would turn your text and notes
Oh,
into
I
music,
See, I see.
and then it just kind of like
Yeah,
ran away
Hatsune
with
Miku
that.
is not like a group. It's
I just
not,
don't.
yeah.
Well, I thought it was like one person who.
No,
just
a lot of
used Hatsune
popular
as their
Hatsune
voice.
Miku songs are written by just like people in the
Random.
community.
Yeah, and I mean that's the like they'll hire them to write like official Hatsune Miku songs so they can have them on like the rhythm games, but for the most part it's just like community driven.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's cool.
Yeah, it is very cool.
I
It's
didn't know that.
interesting. Yeah, and they also
You
came out
learn.
with like a bunch of other voices who are the other characters
Yeah,
in Vocaloid.
the two Chinese dragon ones are
Yeah.
pretty cute now.
I don't know who you're talking about.
Oh
The yellow ones,
no, that's Ren and something.
something Ren and something. I don't fucking know
Yeah.
the Chinese dragon one.
They're
I don't play rhythm games. I don't watch Vocaloid. I listen to a few Vocaloid songs, but I wouldn't say I'm like a Vocaloid fan.
a Vocaloidist.
I'm a Vocaloider.
Yeah, a Vocaloid-y. You can't say that with the hard R, Connor.
Tage, what do you think about Vocaloids?
I haven't watched any actually.
So you
You
have
don't
no
have-
strong
it's not like
opinions
really-
either
it's not
way.
really
Yeah,
a
I'm
watching
Oh, interesting.
thing.
You have no
Neutral.
strong opinions either way. Okay,
Yeah,
cool,
no, yeah,
cool.
it's almost like that's
Alright.
what I always do.
Well, I mean, in this
Sage
case,
likes to play
I
the
believe him
fence.
because he doesn't know anything
It's
about
That's
essentially
true.
on the
That's
fence.
true. I like. If we were to play rock paper scissors, what would you choose?
Yeah, can you be on the fence
Do you
about
know? Do you know?
a
which one?
trinary?
I have to fucking look at your eyes,
And then you'll
fucking-
know?
Yeah.
I
Alright,
learned
have
from
to-
Rock-
I gotta read your palms. Wait, I
Always
remember.
throw.
Alright,
Yeah, rock is like
Alright,
the
ready?
easiest.
Yeah,
to
rock-
throw.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Okay.
No, he read the palms.
Yeah, I read the palms, dude.
Tage,
Yeah, fuck
Tage
yeah.
won by going
No,
scissors.
We don't
but
need to
Connor went
describe.
paper.
We don't need to
Yes.
describe what happened.
Yes,
Yeah,
we
thank
do.
you.
But I fucking that's a good party trick whenever you tell them about the whole
Yeah.
Hunter x Hunter Leorio
Yeah,
rock paper scissors.
more likely to throw rocks.
Yeah,
is
and they're just like, oh,
easiest
that
to-
makes sense, I guess. It's like they're more like, so you always want to throw rocks, either win or tie, and it's just like
It's
or-
not even true. Yeah.
it's not even true, and they're like, yeah, it makes sense, and
If you had like the reaction time to see like how they were moving their hand, and you would move your hand like accordingly, that would almost work.
that's
but-
why no game no life is bullshit, because all
Is that
because
what happens? Does that
well, no,
happen?
there's like the idea of like the Beastmen and all that stuff. Like everyone who's not a human has reaction time that's so insane that like games of chance or games of like two different people picking two different things are almost always down to like I can see exactly what you're doing because my senses are like the one at the very end when they're like facing off
Play
against
the
like the
video
fox
game?
god or whatever.
Oh.
They're just like
been
okay,
a while.
cool. Like I'll flip a coin and heads or tails. Like if it's heads or tails, like call it heads or tails, and they flip it, and she's like, I know which one it's going to be because I can just track the movements with my eyes.
Why, well, in that case, why not make her call it before he flips it?
Oh yeah, that's true.
But
no,
doesn't he does this thing right where he says that chance isn't a factor because he always there's like a whole
Because
episode
he's
devoted
like
to
he's
him.
got the heart of the card.
Yeah,
His
it's
brain
just-
is so bigger, so he's like
my grandfather's deck has no, bad flips.
cards. Fox God.
Does that have? I haven't seen the. Is that from the movie? I never watched the movie.
My
That's from
grandfather's
the
deck has
Yu-Gi-Oh.
no pathetic cards.
Well, I was talking
Kaiba.
about when he plays the fox guy.
I don't
or whatever.
fucking
Oh, that's from the
remember.
last episode.
They play like a game, right? They play.
They play
video
the
game?
Galgun game.
Yeah, they play.
But then
Calvin.
immediately after that, they're doing the flip where it's like, all right, either we get absorbed into you, or like you absorb into us, or you're able to like go free and you're like subservient to us.
Okay.
And then they flip it, and then based on that, they call that. But then he slides the tile out, so then the coin lands exactly vertical. So he's like, I guess it's a tie. And then they
I
end
do-
up becoming, yep,
Yeah,
that's...
Oh yeah, he fucks the little girl. That's right. I remember.
yeah, that's
that.
true. He has
Yeah.
sex with his sister, who's very small.
Yep. That's what
remember
happened.
that.
I remember that.
There you go.
Remember
There
that
we are.
part?
All right.
I don't know.
Yep.
I had a complicated relationship with No Game No Life. as a
Right
child.
after saying that, Connor,
on one hand, I really didn't like his lolly sister who was clearly in love with him. Didn't like that part.
Yeah.
But then I liked all the dumb games and the mind
games are
games
fun,
they play because it's all fun, right? It's fun stuff.
Yeah,
fucking hearing about Digibro talk about No Game No Life, where he's just like, people are often off put by the fact that his lolly sister wants to fuck him, but like honestly, who else would you want to fuck more than someone who knows you better than back when he was like married, he was like, I thought of my wife as like my little sister back when I used to fuck her because
he got married. I thought he had a girlfriend.
He got divorced. He got married, then he got divorced now. So rest in peace, Digibro. Digi-Nay, sorry. She got married.
Transitioned.
Yeah.
Cool.
Like a lot of those internet lolcows, which is fair enough. If I want to escape that identity, I transition to Jesus Christ.
I don't know. Like, I just feel like there's something where like mentally they're just like they're so out of sorts that they're like that feels like something where they're just like, I guess I'll try this. Like, this seems to be helping some people.
There's always suicide.
And they do that.
Jesus Christ. Whoa.
Oh, Jesus. That's a strong opinion right there.
What the fuck?
This guy's not on the fence at all.
That's where we fall on the political spectrum. The fucking, I don't know, it's just so insane where, because I mean, for the most part, like, people who do want to, like, transition, they're like, no, this is, like, a big life choice. Like, those people, there's a huge contingent of people who they just decide, like, apropos of nothing. Or I guess, like, Digibro had a lot of it coming, but, like, with Chris Chan and stuff, well, no, you know what? Never mind.
No,
That's a very bigoted take. You know what? They're doing their own thing.
Yeah,
whatever.
they're doing whatever they feel like they have to do.
Chris Chan
fair enough.
transitioned.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool.
You should have
And she's
watched
still
her,
fine with being
Christian
called by Chris Chan.
I always thought that person was mentally ill.
They are definitely
They were
Yeah.
just legitimately mentally
yes.
ill.
No, yeah, they I mean, a big part of the reason that they transitioned was not necessarily because they felt more comfortable in that body, but because they absolutely detested penises. Like,
yeah, Chris Chan was not a fan of the male form.
if you want to know more about this, listen to our second episode.
Yeah.
Chris Chan and
we made it this
Solitude.
far, and for some reason are still listening without listening to all of our episodes.
I mean, the Chris Chan episode's pretty hard to listen to just via the audio.
Yeah.
Now, on a tertiary note, if you like me, send emails. Get me in. I'll become a regular stay on the show if you guys send.
Yeah, we'll Discord your ass in here.
We'll replace Tage
I'll
with
just be here.
No.
Yeah, and get that.
Tage's still gonna use your house.
We're gonna record at Tage's house still, but without him. We're just gonna use this.
Yeah, you guys can all drive up to Lincoln.
Yeah, we could do that.
Drive up to Lincoln.
Do a big old.
Be a quick drive for me.
Carpool.
Wait, really?
No. He lives on the other side
That's
of the
what
river.
I thought. And
I
I
live
was,
on the other side of the river.
The side of the
Yeah.
river, boy.
so you can gamble. Like,
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna be able to gamble soon here, so.
Hell
It's
yeah.
not even.
Wait, can we not gamble now?
No.
No, you would go to casinos that were owned by like reservations and over on Iowa.
But now they're gonna be
in
able to make
Nebraska.
casinos here
Oh,
in
yeah.
Nebraska.
Okay.
They're gonna open up
That's
horse
what
racing
Nebraska
again.
needed.
Horseman's
That's what-
Park.
Hell yeah.
Hell
Who the
yeah,
fuck
dude.
pushed this legislation through?
We did.
Who
Dude,
did?
I voted for
I
it.
voted for it. Yeah.
I voted for being able to gamble.
So
Money.
Connor, the only difference that makes is literally we just get all of the money that was just
Yeah.
going to
Yeah,
nowhere back into the.
I
But
mean, it's
like,
not going to nowhere.
Well, it's going to Iowa.
It's going to
It's
Iowa.
going to the
Fuck-
reservation. Oh!
It's not. They're not on a
What the-
reservation over there.
no,
It's
those.
fucking Ameristar, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's right there, right? So
It's not on a reservation.
you're
Harris is
building
not on a
up
reservation.
industry
Yeah.
in the area.
No.
Even though you're fucking...
You're ruining people's
Yeah, you're
lives
ruining
through
people's
gambling
lives, yeah.
addiction.
It's like nicotine
it's fine.
and
Yeah,
alcohol,
exactly.
It's fine.
you know.
But those are things you should be allowed to ruin your life on.
True.
If you're going to choose to do that.
Yeah, exactly. Who am I to stop you from
Yeah.
gambling your
Who am
child's
I?
entire college fund away? The one,
I would be concerned if my family was doing it, but if other people...
Yeah.
You know,
And that's their
Okay.
The one
responsibility.
the
Truly
one
not a
image on
gerontologist.
Wall Street Bets where it's just like there's just like the "Are you winning, son?" Except for it's like a kid, and he's like, "Dad, can you make me some chocolate milk?" And then he's like, "Sorry, son, I gambled your entire college fund away," and it's just like all the stocks going down.
I liked one that was like the guy sitting at the computer is like, "I don't have a son because I'm a kissless virgin who spends all his time on r/Wall Street."
Kissless
Day trading.
Kissless day drinking.
Day trading on fucking stonks.
That is, it's either the most Chad thing you could do, or like, I remember Soul Brother number 3 makes really good videos, and he made a review of like the first Pokemon movie, and he was talking about, he's like, he just like shits, he makes it on the fact that like they marketed it really well with their music and stuff.
Okay.
But he's just like, if you're still into like Japanese Madden and you're 35, then you should probably get into like this, and he like says like stock markets, Madden. And he's like, or this, and it's just like cocaine. It's just like
what is Japanese Madden?
Pokemon.
It's Pokemon. Yeah, that's a good way to phrase it. Japanese Madden. Damn.
We should watch that after we finish this.
That is funny as fuck.
We should watch it on the podcast.
How about you guys listen to it yourselves at home?
It'll
and
be on the
like
next bonus episode on our Patreon.
Yeah, all right. Well, thanks, Connor, for coming on today.
Yeah, thank you.
It's been fun. You provided a lot of nice insights.
Yeah, a lot of
Very
academic insights.
Tell him to bring me back on.
Yeah, we can have you on.
Yeah, email us.
Or come to my own podcast. It doesn't exist yet, but it might.
What will it be called?
Improv.
Improv, come on. You're creating a podcast.
Jambalaya!
All right.